Ready? Ready? Ow, my fingers. Alright, that's it. That's all my cheese. You ate all my cheese. You ate all of my cheese. Now I have no cheese left. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now I'm covered in cheesy slobber. Thank you. Okay. Alright, okay. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Thank you. I need a shower now. Okay.
It works.
Stupid, but it works. Alright, I think we're all here, right? Yes? Yes. So, last time. The hell did we do last time? Oh, that's right. After kind of getting a bit of a game plan going, talking with Kelvin in the tower, you all decided to make your way to the Citadel Felbar, either on foot or by teleporting to a nearby location. You were going to kind of look around town, see if maybe you can get a nearby object or something like that likes. Upon exiting the tower, you found a raven watching you, exhibiting kind of unusual behavior for a raven. You went a little further and found there was another raven, another raven. They seemed to be quite a few. Slorth sent an owl up and kind of followed
A raven.
Was it? Oh, that's right. You did send a raven up. You sent a fellow raven up who kind of followed one of the escaping ones and found a swarm of ravens descending on Lyra's Lost Orphanage.
You mean
I
the
mean
rogue training
the Assassins Guild.
Yes.
Super secret.
Uh-huh.
You made your way there and found a bit of a scene waiting for you as hundreds and just hundreds of ravens seem to be surrounding this area with the purveyor of the orphanage standing out front with a dagger defensively and guards kind of on alert trying to figure out just what's going on. And you found a man who introduced himself as Mr. Friendly standing out front. You took a few shots at him that he didn't seem to react much to, wanting to instead have a conversation specifically with your paladin. He informed you that you were, in fact, following the same path, in a way, and he apologized for his master for kind of getting off on the wrong foot. He informed you that his master was looking for a powerful magical catalyst, one that you were very familiar with, being the egg that is now in possession of the twin black dragons up in the swamp. Trying to kind of pry some answers out of him, suddenly behind you, a familiar face of Francine Sundowner appeared behind you, seeming not in the best mood and kind of angry pursuit of this Mr. Friendly. Mr. Friendly took this opportunity to make a swift exit, in which Francine followed. Slorth scryed on Francine to try to see where she went and found her in her kind of office laboratory under the graveyard, doing some kind of divination magic over a map. Spotting the scry orb, she immediately canceled it out, and the party made their way to the graveyard to try to catch her in the action. They didn't find her. Apparently she had split, but they did find her cat waiting for her, formerly a duck, which the party was familiar with. After some back and forth, Slorth was able to kind of slip away this sparkling, strange potion of some kind that seemed to be a kind of holder of a pocket dimension of some kind of item when the potion was released. Through speaking with the cat, you discovered that Francine would be willing to meet you in the town of Silvery Moon and at noon the next day on the north side of the large bridge. You were able to obtain a book from Silvery Moon, and with the help of Jalara, were able to successfully teleport a little above the town, maybe not quite the landing you wanted, but were able to get to the town successfully. Upon some featherfall and some polymorph, you were able to guide yourself down where a few guards were waiting for you. You were very diplomatic and said the right things to the right person that was standing there. And you met one of the spell guards named Karma, who seemed very interested in the fate of one of the seven sisters that had gone missing. offering to kind of help find her in the Citadel Felbar. She gave you kind of the guard pass to this very wood-grown natural mansion kind of hotel nearby, called, just blanked on the name, the Wayward House. Upon entering it, you found this very nature-intrigued, integrated place, and your very expensive rooms were on the house, thanks to Karma. On the way there, your Druid Slorth also kind of got a little tip from another passing Druid about a hidden shop called the Revealing Leaves and the location of that, as well as Karma lets you know of a magic store called the Shining Scroll. It's probably early afternoon at this point in time, maybe 12, 1-ish, as you kind of each get your own luxury rooms in this hotel that open with the outline of your palm of a vine tracing over it. So it's much from the Get Down games. You are in a very swanky digs, and the day is yours.
You know, all things considered, he was pretty friendly. He had nice manners.
I glare at you.
Yeah.
I kind of sink down in my little sauna, my little jacuzzi.
So I think because last time they said that Francine went to, was it the did you say the Shining Scroll?
Yes, one of the guards had mentioned that Francine had visited the Shining Scroll magic shop previously.
Yeah. So I think we decided to go there and look around and then go by your Revealing Leaves place. Is that the plan?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
I wanted to go check out my magic shop. Or Druid Strip Club. I'm pretty sure it's one or the other, because
it's a Druid Strip Club.
What is it, the
Just
Revealing Leaves?
Tainting.
Yeah, what I was just saying, I think when you took your headphones off, was I thought our plan was to go to the Shining Scroll, look into Francine, and then go by the Revealing Leaves.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's good.
So, I guess, ask the hotel to call us a carriage and
Okay.
send us on our way.
That is a service they did offer to you.
I mean, shit.
Rygnerik, you walk over to this kind of... It doesn't look like anything. It's just the wall is this wooden kind of viney, just natural looking thing, and there's almost like a panel, except it's just kind of a different assortment of leaves. And you're not really sure how to work it, and you kind of reach out. As you do, these kind of orange vines come out and intertwine with your fingers. And a second later,
my hand.
a second later, you hear a voice in your head. Yes, what can I do for you?
We'd like to get a carriage
What time would you like it?
right away.
Very well. It will be available within 2 minutes.
Thank you.
I imagine on the other side there's a 50s style hustle and bustle operator room with a bunch of druids sitting there with little tree ports plugging in, and carriages
There's
over
vines.
here. Yeah, room 301. Yeah, a little whoop whoop.
Okay,
Maybe.
well, let's go outside and jump in our carriage.
Okay. You'll make your way downstairs, kind of down these long, elaborate, curving staircases back to the main floor and out the front door. As you approach the front door, it actually parts by itself before y'all even reach it, kind of like an automatic door. You walk down from the entrance, and waiting for you is a carriage. A very nice... It's the whole thing's made of wood, but it's this very intricate carved wood with different kind of floral designs up and through it. Very large. It seems to be large enough to fit at least 10 people fairly comfortably, with 4 solid white horses out front and a elf.
The horses are solid?
Yes, 4 brick
Statues?
horses. Solid white horses. And an elf, very finely dressed, standing out front, just seems to be waiting.
Hi, could you take us to the Shining Scroll, please?
kind of tips his head and gestures for everyone to jump in the carriage.
I'll lean over to one of the horses. Hey, is he cool?
Horse is like, oh yeah, like
Indubitably.
yeah, very much so. Just like a bit of a snotty attitude, like, oh yes, this is the finest life. Yeah, no, and
For the likes of you.
And even you, knowing animals very well, looking over these horses are beautifully kept. Their coat is sheen and shiny. Their weight is healthy. They have good muscle. Their teeth are like white. They're just very pretty horses.
Two things real quick. One, I don't know if you're sure if you know, but the audio or there's no music. I don't know if you wanted that off or you wanted to turn it on. Second,
music.
Do you? Did I?
Yeah.
I didn't deafen it. Is it deafened for me?
Does everyone else hear music?
Now, I can't tell if I'm hearing music with my ears or in my head because I'm so used to it.
Well, let me know if y'all can hear it or not, because it should be playing through.
I mean, I have it at like 50% volume, which is comfortable.
On mine, it shows like the little headphone over it. Like with the slash through it.
Yeah, that just indicates it's not listening to you.
Yeah, the bot can't like listen. Yeah. Do you have volume on the bot? Right click it.
I put it up. I guess it was someone. Someone, me being the only one who uses this. It was down to like 22%.
Okay,
So
yeah,
thanks.
the song that's playing right now is a bit kind of low in melody.
Yeah, I hear it.
Okay.
All right.
So y'all all pile into the carriage. The inside is very nice. The seats are this kind of natural down. There's actually a little mini bar in there with various unlabeled kind of brown liquids.
I want to take something. Is there like little, like mini bar things, like an actual, like little drinks and like little mini coffers, or?
There is a little kind of cubby in one side, with a small board across it to kind of keep things from falling out. And there is a line of glass bottles about that big, in it, each with some kind of brown unlabeled liquid in them.
I take one and
Hey, everybody knows you don't touch the mini bar.
hey, it's open bar, dude. No, I want it so we can have something from here in case we need to teleport here at some point. So, more than just the book.
You can add one small vial of Elvish whiskey to your inventory.
Elvish whiskey.
It's not an item. Just add it like as a custom item.
I didn't need to tell you. I've already drank 3 of them.
I kind of assumed.
I'm fighting to take one from her. No,
Yes.
I can take an empty bottle. Aww.
Yeah, Ashling, as a connoisseur of various forms of alcohol, this is some damn good whiskey. It's very strong, but also very smooth, and it's like it has kind of a rich oaky taste, and just like it's one of those drinks that you're like, oh, this tastes like better than I need it to because I'm gonna drink too many of them, kind of thing.
Remind me to ask the horses what it pairs good with.
Okay. Apples.
I do the snooty thing where I swirl it and like just sip it, but real fast.
Very, very robust odor and finely aged. It's damn good. The carriage takes off. The elvish driver, you hear him kind of right as you feel the carriage start to move. You hear him shout off, "We shall be arriving in 20 minutes." Got it.
20 minutes?
Sprinkle some Mondale on it.
That's an eternity.
I want to, since I
How
got...
fast is this carriage going? Could I walk faster, yes or no?
You kind of look out the window. You're not moving that fast. You're going at maybe like the horses are. Like, if you kind of lean out and actually look what the horses are doing, they're doing kind of like a regal trot thing.
Oh, God.
They're not moving that fast. It's slightly faster than walking. You get the feeling
faster than this.
You get the feeling this is more of a hoity-toity ride than it is a let's get there fast ride.
I want... Go ahead.
I pour Rygnerik a drink and hand it to him.
I want slowly drink it.
He nurses it.
It's really good.
I want to take 10 minutes for one to start to detect magic just to peep the carriage.
Sure.
Secondly, I want to check in with my eye in the sky to see what the status is on the birds, if they're doing the usual stuff or if they're doing anything different.
Okay. The carriage has a very faint magical transmutation magic on it. It seems like the magic is primarily for like maintenance and just kind of keeping the thing from getting worn down from use, and kind of making it a little shinier and fancier looking than it would just be like plain wood. So there's just kind of like the wax on an apple on the outside of the carriage.
But the wood itself is not magical properties.
It is not magical wood, no.
Okay, it's regular wood that's been modified by magic.
Yes.
Okay.
As for kind of outside the carriage, you get an occasional little ping ping here and there of just various magical items people seem to be carrying, but you don't get any kind of like, oh, giant fucking magic door or anything like that, at least where you are currently. Your eye in the sky you kind of white out and look into them for a sec. You still see the ravens pretty high up, maybe 100, 200 feet above the city, just kind of all lazily circling, all heads kind of pointed down, almost like vultures circling. But they don't seem to be gathering or diving or anything like that. They're just making a very kind of lazy loops.
I pass that information along. I want to have the eye in the sky kind of follow us.
Okay.
So I can have a bird's eye view. And
A literal bird's eye view.
Yeah, a figurative and literal bird's eye view.
Okay.
I want to know if like I should see any carts or people or something maybe coming towards us from the sides or.
Okay, so you just
not that anyone's gonna.
Are you just gonna kind of watch from the bird while you're in the carriage?
Yeah,
You cut out what?
yeah, not that anyone's gonna jet down, but.
Okay.
Okay. During that, I pull out a pack of playing cards. I'm like, anybody want to play cards during this ridiculously long ride?
Blind Slorth, like, okay, deal me in. I hold my cards outside the carriage window so I can see with the bird.
I love it. Is that an ace or a...
Horrible person.
What game are you playing?
I don't know. 3 Dragon Ante.
Everyone roll a d20 for me.
Druids are wild.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Druids are always wild.
I think he'd have an unfair advantage with his lucky. Aw.
But I have proficiency.
I will let Rygnerik
Sleight of hand.
roll. I'll let Rygnerik roll with advantage.
Yeah, that's horrible either way.
But not good at bluffing.
So you're still
sorry,
learning your cards. Yeah. Go
I
ahead.
had to step away for a second because my cat just figured out how to open the fridge. So what did I miss?
You're all playing cards in the carriage.
Oh, okay.
Roll a d20 for me, and also put a leash on the cat.
I don't know how I'm going to live now that even my fridge isn't safe, but
Looks like your cold food days are over.
Right?
right?
What'd you get?
Hang on.
You're gonna have to get one of those child locks for the fridge.
Maybe.
You have to like push it and twist real hard to unlatch it.
See the cat out there with some thieves' tools.
Well, so far, it seems she's only gotten the freezer open because she figured out if she jumps on top, she can, like, put pressure on the door and push it open from the top.
Impressive engineering, yeah.
What'd you get?
Sorry, I'm still...
Just roll a d20.
I'm trying.
It's a
5.
mini game. It's not supposed to take time. Okay. So you're all kind of... You've got these cards out, and Rygnerik...
Oh my fucking Jesus. My cat just turned my computer off.
Alright, anyone think that's maybe not a cat and she's been...
So, you remember how she pissed off the duck, who's now a cat?
Yeah.
It has invaded your home. So
Yeah, I see that.
Hey, Spirit's angry.
you all kind of deal out cards, and Rygnerik, you're actually feeling pretty confident about this game, and you kind of look at your cards and you kind of swap a card for another card. That card is terrible too. And then you see Dadrios is just like, "Is this good?" And he holds up like 5 of the same kind, and you're like,
I've never played this before.
"Yeah."
Beginner's luck.
Dadrios totally sweeps you all with a barely understanding of the rules.
That's how he gets by life.
Slorth, as you're watching, no one seems to be approaching the carriage. There's kind of moderate foot traffic on the street. You see a couple other, people walking both directions. You see a couple people on horses. Nothing particularly interesting seems to happen on your carriage ride outside of expected foot traffic. After about 23 minutes, the carriage finally kind of, whoa, slows to a halt, and you hear this voice kind of shout back at you, "We have arrived at the Shining Scroll!" And you reach for the door, and it opens for you as the elf is already there. And he kind of gestures for you to exit the carriage. "Shall I wait here, sirs and madam?"
20 minutes.
Yes, please.
"As you wish."
I tip him 50 silver.
He kind of looks at it, and he's like, just the faintest insulted look on his face.
Take one
and then
back.
he goes, "Thank you."
It's better than we do.
Really, though?
The Shining Scroll is a very, kind of like the rest of the town, but with a little more silver inlaid to the actual building itself. This one seems to have more of a constructed look as opposed to kind of the more natural tree look around it, but it still implements a lot of the natural growth. Like you could see the actual foundation seems to be part of the ground growing out. There is a carving of a scroll on the front, and it kind of says the name in this real pretty calligraphy, with a almost completely, you would guess, completely silver door kind of up front waiting for you.
So I think we can...
When we
Go
were in
ahead.
the hotel, did any of us look outside? Because I want to know what color that moon was.
Well, it's the middle of the day currently.
Oh, did we sleep at the hotel yet? I thought we slept.
No.
No,
Like-
you arrived a little afternoon and kind of
Okay,
checked
never
in and then went back out.
Never mind then, because I'm checking that.
So whenever we move here, we can open up our own carriage company that actually gets shit done quickly.
You might do well.
Yeah, I mean, this 20 minute stuff, I can see the hotel from here. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, from your owl, you definitely can.
Scenic
Okay.
route, though.
Let's head inside.
Okay. As you all step in, there's a little ding 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 and you glance up as a silver bell, definitely a theme going on in the town, kind of rattles, and you see a very female, very female,
Super female.
super female,
What does that mean?
a very pretty female elf. Seems to be kind of tidying something up at the time, and you can see one or two other people in the shop. And she kind of turns and, "Oh yes, welcome to the what the fuck's the name of the place? The Shining Scroll. Please have a look around." And as you look around, you can see very, almost, just kind of like everything else in the town. It's very beautifully displayed and feng shui kind of friendly. You can see just scrolls in glass cases just lining the walls and on shelves and kind of in the middle of the floor, and a couple on pedestals here and there. And you can see various potions kind of in the same orientation, as well as just a couple other various knickknacks here and there.
I look around, glance it over. Just, what do you got in the back?
Is there something specific you're looking for?
I know this stuff's for the tourists. What do you got for the people who do some serious magical business?
Make a persuasion check.
Making that -1 work today. Persuasion for advantage for at least saying it smoothly?
No.
That's what I'm talking about.
Can I assist?
What do you do to assist?
I wink
First
at her.
No.
A 7.
She kind of smiles politely at you, and she's like, what you see on the floor is all of we have, and then she has a stroke and falls over.
I go straight to the back behind the beaded door.
What you see on the floor is our entire inventory, as well as a few more powerful items we do have behind the counter. If you are interested in those, I can show you what we have in our more restricted stock, but I can assure you there is no secret back room.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
Now's when I can roll right. Mm, 17.
There might be a secret back room.
There always might be a secret back room.
Can I ask her if she's sure, but ask it in Elvish?
Okay. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Okay.
This will be your last attempt.
Okay, my persuasion is +12 though,
Good go.
and then I rolled a 16, so 28.
Okay. So, she kind of glances Slorth's direction and kind of glances at you being a half-elf. And back in Elvish to you, she says, the private collection is for certain purveyors only, to be approved by myself. And then she turns back and says to Common and the rest of you, is there anything specific I can help you find?
Shopping montage. Want the little clapping box when I try to reach and grab it? I'd like to look at her behind the counter stuff.
Okay. Behind the counter, you see there are several scrolls. Just from, make an Arcana check, just to see what you can tell at a glance, kind of what you're
All of us
seeing.
or just me?
Just you, Slorth.
Yay! I played on my strengths.
Is that a 3 I'm looking at?
That's 3 you're looking at.
Okay.
Yeah, baby.
It's kind of hard to tell exactly what's back there. You do see, excuse me, you do see a couple wands, and in the rest of the shop, you see like all these scrolls are like opened up and in like a little glass case, kind of displaying the scroll and what's on it. You see a handful of scrolls back behind the counter that are rolled up, so you can't actually see what's in them, as well as a handful of wands and a small glass case with a little kind of black round stone in it with a bit of red surrounding it.
How little? Is it the same size as the stones we've been getting?
It does appear to be around that size, yes.
I ask about the stone.
She kind of turns and it's like, that was actually sold to us some time ago. It's an unusual and frankly rather dangerous artifact. It's not necessarily for sale to the general public.
Oh, I see. Get the bag. Get the money. Let's do this.
I stop you, and I hope I feel around to find something on me that has my family crest on it, and I show it to her, and I say again in Elvish, will this suffice? we have money.
She kind of like she definitely like gives you like a look down her nose at first at the crest, like, oh please, what is this? And then you see her eyebrows kind of lifts just a hair as she definitely seems to recognize it, and she's like,
The Von Folks.
my apologies. This here is we don't have a name for it. It's a bit of a destructive magical entity, but very, very personally harmful. It would go at a price of 5 platinum if one were to purchase it. And she's speaking solely to Aisling.
I'm just gonna cast Identify and touch it.
I say, well, I obviously have 5 platinum, but this is for my manservant here, and, you know, I don't know that that's in his budget.
I do a little weird curtsy.
So, Identify is something that actually takes a bit of setup and some chanting and
Yeah, it takes a minute.
yeah. So if you wanted to start casting a spell in the middle of the shop, somebody might have a say about that.
Wait, so you said it's 5 platinum?
5 platinum is the price she gave you.
I just pull out 5 platinum and hand it over. I'm like, why not?
I want.
I paid this manservant a little better.
She tips her head and takes the 5 platinum from Rygnerik, and takes the box and takes a small key out of her pocket and opens the box up and opens it up, and kind of like very gingerly picks up the rock and starts to hand it to Aisling, but then kind of like before you can take it, retracts it a little bit, and she's like, this is, of course, with the understanding that this will not be used within city limits, of course.
Obviously.
Yes. And you can still see she's like, doesn't want to give it to you, but
You wrap it up for us.
Oh, no. I want. Me.
She hands it to Aisling. She seems to be kind of ignoring the rest of you and just talking to her.
I'm trying to knock over stuff in the back of the shop.
I
Around.
pocket it, but I nod at Slorth that I'm going to give it to him as soon as we leave.
So, Aisling, D20 goes flying. You've held the other 2 stones, and they feel like stones. They feel like rocks. Let me close this real quick. As you take this, message is going off. As you take this stone, the first thing you notice is it has these kind of, it's a very smooth black stone, kind of like the others, but it has these kind of red veins going through it. And all the stones you've held so far are slightly warm. This one feels hot. And as you kind of, feel it, and unlike a hard stone, it actually feels almost spongy.
Ooh. Like uncomfortably hot?
It's flesh treat.
It's not burning you, but it is noticeably warm.
I look at the shopkeeper, and I kind of leave my hand out, and I say, I thought I asked you to wrap this up.
She tips her head, and you can see her teeth clenching just a little bit, and she's like, of course, and she takes it back from you, and she pulls out some very kind of pretty blue and green parchment and a little box and puts it in the box, and rather expertly just kind of whoop, 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 and within a second there's a little ribbon on top, and she hands you this little gift-wrapped present with a silver bow on top. Hands it
Well,
back to
thank you very much.
Of course. And she kind of looks over at Dadrios, kind of like, who are these people that just came into the shop?
Imagine his big swords are just like going this far out from his back, and every time he turns, it gets like this close to knocking something over.
You do see her eyes kind of glance another direction, and one of those silver adorned guards you saw earlier, not the same one you saw earlier, but someone in that similar armor, is just kind of slowly following Dadrios around the store.
Aww.
I look back and say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Just fun.
Fair enough.
He's not in your business, but he's definitely doing that, like, following the potential shoplifter thing.
So everything. So all
I'm
the stuff we
oblivious.
see out though at this
I
point is
assume
just
he's being friendly.
scrolls and potions.
They leave the rogue alone.
The rogue just shelled out 5 platinum. Him and the crest are the only people that are looking like they belong here so far. But yes, they do have lots of potions and scrolls on display that you can browse if you wish.
Do we? I think we're down to 1 scroll of teleport, right? Do we want to grab another one?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. That's easy enough to find. Let's see.
Probably no homeboy prices here, huh?
They do have 2 scrolls of teleport available at a price of... Sorry, what level is teleport again? 50,000 gold each.
50,000?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
forget
what?
that.
500 plat each? No, it's 5,000 plat,
That'd be
right?
5,000 platinum, yeah.
Woof.
Crazy.
There's
11th
no
level spell.
appraise
That is-
skill in this.
That is overpriced.
Well, yeah, would we know if that's overpriced by usual standards?
Make an insight check. I'll either 2 people roll or someone with advantage.
Good at insight.
Kind of.
My insight's a 4.
21, 26.
Okay, yeah, you did better by yourself.
For something that isn't normally a scroll, and for a 7th level spell, that's about right. They don't
Delegation.
doesn't seem to be much of a markup on it.
Where did we get ours from? Was it a gift, or was it given to us
Blackstaff.
by?
Yeah, Blackstaff gave you a couple, and Zed gave you a couple. You have yet to buy one.
Yeah, we've
Should've
been
just
pretty
sold 'em.
spoiled on those.
We should have just sold them.
Is
We're
it
tired.
is it behind glass or anything?
Yes, it's there. They are on display behind glass. And looking closer, you can see all the scrolls have kind of like the Walmart behind the glass, where there's like a little lock on it, where an employee has to come over and open it up for you.
I would have tried to distract them for you.
Well, I think we're probably good.
We haven't been banished from this city yet.
Are we done here? Did we need anything else that they seem to have?
What behind the counter stuff? Was there anything else of interest?
If you ask, it seems like behind the counter seems to be, just kind of looking around the room, you see a lot of utility scrolls, like you see Bless, Alarm, Bestow Curse, Control Winds, Lesser Restoration. You see a lot of utility type spells. Behind the counter seem to be more destructive spells, like Toll the Dead, Fireball, things of that nature. But just kind of glancing around, it does seem like they have a whole lot of different types of spell scrolls. Almost every kind of spell you can imagine is in this shop, up to a certain level.
Do they have plane shift?
Even if they did, do we have anybody that could actually cast it?
It is on my spell list, not one that I can currently cast, but it is on my spell list.
It would be the same price, right? It's the same level as teleport.
I think plane
Yeah.
shift might be a smidge.
They have one plane shift behind the counter, and it is 50,000 gold.
How much platinum do we have?
I am carrying 22,000 gold on me.
I'm just saying, if we did get sent to the far realm, I could plane shift us out potentially.
Ashling, do you still have? Because you took the gold from Fox Sky way back in the day. Do you still have any of that?
I have 1,700 gold.
So we've got about 23,000 gold total.
And this is
The scroll is 50,000.
That's more
Okay.
than twice as much as we have.
okay.
It's a high level
We need-
spell.
We should save this city because it seems like they pay a lot better than that other shit shack we were at.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, if we get 5 plat for a cursed stone, I guess we're done here.
Do they have any rings of protection?
You look around, it seems to just be potions and scrolls. You don't see any kind of armor or accessories here.
Okay.
Lots
Yeah,
of different kind of
I'm
potions,
done.
though.
You
Do we have
know,
anything- Sorry, go ahead.
I could have sworn I had a couple healing potions, and I didn't use them, but I'm not seeing them in my inventory.
Hmm.
So, oh wait, never mind. I found them. Okay, we're good. Nope, I'm good.
Wand-wise, do they have anything interesting? Do they have a wand of messages? We want to send messages a lot.
They have several scrolls of message.
Do we have anybody that could... It's not on any spell lists in
Um,
the party.
Which are 50 gold each.
We couldn't actually cast those, right?
Bard could.
Ashling should be able to.
Yeah.
Can she? Does she have a special cast any spell thing?
No, it's on the Bard spell list.
Oh, is it on the Bard spell list?
She's able to cast the spell.
I would like to ask, a little more politely, if they're just retail sales or if they buy valuable antiquities or items.
They'll buy as well.
Ask if they're in the market for a basilisk eye.
Make a persuasion with advantage. Simply because, and why I paused for such a long time. And why I made you roll. No, that's not something they would be interested in normally, but it's something that could be used in potion making. However, she doesn't seem to be interested at the time.
It's not a dog eye.
A dog eye? You have a dog eye?
No, I'm saying it's a basilisk eye. It's not a dog eye. It's like an actual basilisk eye.
Yeah. She doesn't seem interested.
Killed it.
Okay, well, do we want to head over to your leafy place?
Up to you.
Yes.
Let's head
Sell
out.
her some elvish whiskey.
Okay.
If we pass a store that might sell armor and accessories, I would not mind poking my head in.
I mean, there are blacksmiths if you want to visit one.
Yeah. We can do that after the Druid store, though, unless we pass it.
Okay.
Like, you know.
You know I have a girlfriend that makes that stuff, right?
Yeah, I wanted to see if there was anything more like,
Yeah.
magical.
Let's ask the carriage driver if there are blacksmiths that sell magical equipment, or if he knows if there's magic stores that sell magical weapons and stuff.
When we say we want to go, let's not tell the carriage driver we want to go to the hidden leaves or whatever. Let's give him the area where we're supposed to go and then go on foot. I want to be like, I want to go to the super secret druid shop.
Okay.
Okay, so you give kind of a general direction. The direction that they gave you, if you look at your map, actually looks more around... So you are currently about here.
Mm-hmm.
The revealing leaves instructions they gave you is about here.
Okay.
And the hotel.
Where's the
Hotel's
hotel?
right about there.
Isn't that where you said we are currently?
So hotel's about there, you're about there.
Oh my gosh. What is this, like a 3-hour trip?
When giving the instructions to the carriage dealer, he does inform you it will be a one hour carriage ride.
Can we tell him to sprinkle some Andale on it, not do the toddy trotting?
You might be better off just flying yourself.
I'll go solo. I don't mind.
If the guests are in a hurry, we can expedite the trip. Would you like to get there more quickly?
Sprinkle some Andale on it.
Very well. Please step into the carriage.
I do ask them if there are like magic shops that sell magic weapons or armor or blacksmiths that sell that stuff anywhere along the way or in town at all.
The most popular smith is the Silver Chain at the northern end of Southward.
Is that the opposite direction of where we're going?
That is up here.
Oh. At least it's over the bridge also.
We can split directions, and I can go for the Druid shop, because there's going to be nothing in the magic iron steel shop for me.
Yeah, nothing in the Druid shop for the rest of us.
I would like a section of some money to take with me, and I promise I'll be smart about it.
Well, it should be like 1:30, right?
Right now, yeah, it's about 1:30, maybe 2 o'clock.
I mean, I think we've got time to hit both.
Okay. I do cast Identify on the way.
Okay, on what?
The stone. The new stone.
Stone. So you have to unwrap it. You can unwrap it.
Yeah, I'll unwrap it.
So, you pick up the stone, and first thing you notice when you pick it up, kind of the same thing Aisling noticed, is it feels kind of like spongy, almost like a stress ball, as opposed to like a rock. You kind of start casting Identify on it. You discover that this seems to be known as a Stone of Self-Destruction. And
finally, squeeze it and explode.
Slorth, you should be able to add that.
Yeah, I got it.
If you want to look at what it does.
When firmly squeezed, the stone erupts at a 5th level fireball spell centered on itself, dealing 10d6 fire damage in about a 20-foot radius. Due to the self-destructive nature of the stone, the creature activating this spell automatically fails a saving throw and incidentally takes double damage, while all surrounding creatures automatically succeed and take half damage. The spell can be activated by a willing creature who understands the consequences by activating it. The stone can be activated once per day.
That's what you got.
So
Slide that in.
It's a multi-use fireball spell on yourself, basically. Once a day.
It's a Stone of
So all
Self-Destruction.
you need is something that makes you immune to fire damage, and you're good.
I got stuff for that. I can make myself resistant to it real quick. Or I can turn into stuff that has immunity. I don't know. Anyways, that's fine.
That might work.
I'm just imagining you burrow yourself underground with just your hand up there, and
but it's centered on myself though, so it's like gonna come out of my chest and it's alright though.
So
any stone we find, I want.
You gave him.
I think that seems like a fun Slorth toy. Good purchase.
how big is the fireball?
20-foot radius,
20-foot
so
radius,
40.
so yeah, 40 feet across.
I just need to make sure I stay that far away from him.
Oh, you automatically succeed, so you'll take 0 damage.
Yeah, you would. Because you have your roguey evasiveness. I will say, just because the Identify spell tells you pretty much all you can know about the item, this spell ignores resistances.
Cool.
So that's something you would know from casting Identify. So, y'all headed to the Revealing Leaves? Or at least give him that general area. Okay. You all kind of load into the carriage, and you hear the elf goes, "Quickly now!" And you're expecting the carriage to kind of lurch forward at maybe a bit of a different pace. But Slorth, especially if you pop back into your owl, you see the carriage lift in the air and
My God.
shoot across town. And roughly 10 minutes later,
It's like Fifth Element. We're like in the back seat, like tossing around.
Kind of, yeah. You're all kind of like Ashley's got the bottle, like. Yeah, and your owl just kind of watches it vanish and like, there's a flap after it. And yeah, about 10 minutes later, it settles gently down.
Are the horses even necessary?
Don't know.
The horses are for the aesthetic.
The horses look at me. They're like, "Hell yeah!" You like that?
They do look like their manes are a little more blown afterwards, and they look like a little more excited after that one. But you step out of the carriage, and you're on a less of a market-looking area and more of a kind of a rural area. You see these, you know how when you drive through the fancy neighborhood and you see the McMansions every here and there? It looks more kind of like that. It looks like large, expensive personal homes rather than shops seem to be in this area.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
This stone, since I have to be touching it to activate it,
Mm-hmm.
it's not a fireball spell I can cast from anywhere but from within. Would this make the fireball considered like touch as far as activation goes?
What do you mean?
Like the range of the spell.
It's still a ranged spell. It just has a range of 0 feet.
Okay.
It is not considered a touch spell. No.
Okay. Because with my wild companion, my little buddy flying up there,
Mhm.
I can deliver a spell with the range of touch from it, like it's the source. So it could be my little remote fireballer, but
It has to be
Okay.
activated by the person intending to harm themselves.
I mean, you can summon a creature and tell it to blow itself up.
this is gonna suck. It's gonna blow you up.
You can try.
I was just curious.
I mean,
You
as
step-
long as they're willing or whatever, right?
You step out of the carriage and you kind of look around, and you don't really see much. Whole area is very foresty, a lot of kind of integrated trees and vines. Make a perception check for me, Slorth, because you know what you're looking for. I'll say with advantage because you. Never mind, you're fine. Yeah. Okay. No problem. So, despite the obviously camouflage nature of the front of this shop, given if you were just walking by, you definitely think you could have missed this, but since the other druid had described this location to you, he's like, okay, next to that thing and between this and that, and then you eventually find this. It looks almost like two trees next to each other with like a sheet of leaves and vines kind of between them, only about maybe 4 feet wide and 7 or 8 feet tall. And it seems to match the description that you were given.
And what was I told to do once I got there?
You were told to druid craft on it.
Oh yeah. Druidcraft.
So you walk up and with Druidcraft you can create different things, but before you even get the chance to create something, kind of as soon as the magic leaves you, it seems to actually wisp out and go into these vines, and they actually glow slightly and part.
Is anyone there or just an entrance?
You see an entrance, it looks dark inside.
kinda-
It's hard to see beyond the entrance.
I kind of lean halfway in, and in Druidic, I asked if non-Druids are welcome in here.
Okay. Interestingly enough, as it opens, it just looks like a dark tunnel or some kind of dark space beyond. You can't see beyond it at all. But as soon as you stick your head through, it actually reveals itself. It seems you've stuck your head through some kind of sheet of darkness almost that was obscuring
shop.
the entrance. Yeah, and then it's just a bunch of trees stripping. You peek your
Druid
head in.
business, I'll be right back.
You peek your head in, and surprisingly, you don't see a shop per se, but almost like a very large garden. and as you call out, you hear a male voice call back, if accompanied by a druid.
I give the signal for them to come on in.
Okay. Does everyone go in?
Yep.
You embarrass me in here, I will take us out and give everyone spankings in the parking lot. Do you understand?
That's only going to encourage your bard.
I think about it.
We'll summon all the flesh trees in the world.
Oh, God.
I suddenly look horrified.
I politely ask everyone to try not to make me look bad.
So,
Who gets to be my manservant in this scenario?
Okay, that's only fair.
so you
All right,
walk
I
in,
enter with them.
and you do notice that as soon as the last one of you walks in, the vines make the entrance vanish behind you. It's this beautiful, almost like large greenhouse, kind of a bigger space than you expected. And there's different like kind of planters throughout the whole thing, and some of them actually have like little almost miniature trees that grow up and flatten out, and you can see things displayed on them. You can see various books, you can see sacks full of powders, you can see like barrels of seeds, you see several potions, you see several wood animal carvings, and just kind of other very nature-ish trinkets all over the place. And you see, perhaps a little to your surprise, not an elf, but a half-elf male walks up to you and kind of puts his hands together and says, welcome, and he immediately kind of locks eyes on Slorth, like, spotting the druid out of the group immediately.
The one who looks like a trash witch.
Yeah, and looking at him, too, like, he definitely looks a little better presented than Slorth, but he still definitely has that kind of foliage-based outfit, and you hear some kind of, like, crawling sound coming from somewhere within his cloak. And he kind of tips his head to Slorth and says, welcome to the Revealing Leaves. I am Alathar. What brings you here today?
Side note to the group, remind me to ask him about the animal figurines before we go. Greetings. He says it in common, or he says it in Druidic?
He says it in Druidic.
Alright. I greet him back in Druidic and ask if we can speak in common so that my friends can understand.
He kind of like... He gives kind of a scan across all of you, and definitely kind of, judging the company you keep, but doesn't seem to sneer at any of you, just kind of gives you a quick scan to see who's with you, and then in common says, of course.
We're something of an adventuring party.
I see that.
My job's to keep these ones alive, and I kind of look at... I made this like 3 years ago. I've gotten bit
and leaves, and
I've gotten bit, stabbed, slashed. I think I was swallowed at one point.
yes, I can see the stab wound right there in your cloak.
Set on fire. I don't need to explain to you. I can't wear tink, 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 and I clank on Dadrios' armor.
It actually burns your skin a little bit, like. And he kind of laughs and is like, yes, the one of the burdens of nature. You were looking for something to perhaps protect you and keep you a little more alive, I assume.
We're headed for certain. I say it. We're getting ready to head to Citadel Felbar to, among other things, check on if we can find out what happened to the seventh sister. I need to not die so I can keep them alive.
As soon as you start talking about something that seems to be a very serious subject around here. He definitely, like, his expression changes to a little bit more serious one. He kind of nods along to what you're saying. It's like, I'm glad to see that somebody is investigating this matter. We've had some difficulty, we'll say, but I think I might have something just for you. And he kind of leads you a little further back, and you actually see these very thick wooden vines kind of tangle up and tangle out into almost a T, and you see a bit of a strange suit of armor over them. Cannot make my alarm stop going off. The outside of it looks almost like skin, like a very thick kind of grayish skin. And even approaching it, it smells terrible.
Nice.
But he gestured to it. He's like, as I know, you probably have difficulty finding protective gear, so I had this commission some time ago. This is the skin of a rock troll. This is a rock troll half-plate. It consists of these overlapping pieces of rock troll hide. And he says, and as an added benefit, this armor, he actually takes a small dagger out and makes a little cut in the armor, and you're like, oh, my new armor! But as you watch, the cut in the armor actually repairs itself.
Okay.
It's like, due to the troll nature of the armor, it's actually self-repairing.
Does it come with Febreze?
I sniff it, I look back at the group, I'm like, I love it.
It may have a bit of a lingering smell, but that's no concern of yours, I'm sure.
I smell it, and then I smell my armor. I think it's better.
It actually smells a little better than you do.
Yeah, like, I think it's a little better.
And as you kind of lean in and inspect the armor a little closer, you notice a very, very faint kind of red glow to the armor as well. It's like, trolls are so good at regeneration that we actually had to place a fire enchantment on the armor to
Oh god.
regulate a whole new troll growing from this.
Oh god.
But it'll keep you warm.
That's the most fucked up thing. So there's like a semi-dead troll I'm going to be wearing as my skin, and this is so I don't wear metal from the earth.
It is all natural.
Yeah, it is. It's the order of circle of life, right?
Something like that.
We are not from great wealth. What would this set us back in our journey to potentially save one of your city's most important people?
This particular set cost 4,000 gold.
I look back at Liz and I was like, will we have enough to eat if we spend 4,000?
Make a deception check.
And I'm kind of like nudging at Liz, like, I can't lie to a druid.
How do you respond?
Huh?
Liz, how do you respond to this?
I reach into a pocket that I know I don't have anything in, and I feel around, and I go, and then I look at the half elf behind the counter,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of bat my eyelashes at him, and I go, well, we won't really have much left.
Okay, Slorth,
And give him one of those cute pouts.
Slorth, make a deception check with advantage.
We're gonna look like dipshits whenever we're like, oh, and I'll buy this and this and this.
Can I roll the deception check?
Nope, this is Slorth's deal.
She lied too.
Can I roll to assist him?
You are assisting him by giving him advantage.
Okay.
So,
I mean, what's the lie though? We don't come from wealth. We are going to potentially save someone from the city.
I know. So he kind of like, I see. I can see that you are obviously looking for a deal.
Cheap shits.
You're obviously a bunch of cheap asses. We do deal in trade as well, which you may be able to trade to lower the price, or depending on what you trade, may trade for the item entirely.
Trade?
What are you holding up?
It's like from the little tendon from the eye. Basilisk eye.
The basilisk eye? He kind of leans forward. He's like, "Oh, now that's interesting. I'd be willing to give you 400 gold for that eye."
Take it.
Okay. Which
I'd ask him. I'd ask him. Is that a fair deal?
I think it's pretty fair. Which
Insight
would
check.
make an insight check. Which would lower the price to, what did I say, 400, so 3,600. He seems to be making you a pretty good deal, actually.
Okay. That's fine. I guess take that for my cut.
He seems to be, despite knowing you're full of shit, he doesn't seem to be completely opposed to giving you a discount. And he is very interested in the eye.
I have a question.
Sure.
And we have eyes for you.
Is he cute?
He's gorgeous.
Is he cuter than Cantros, though?
Cantros is a little cuter.
I lean over the counter and ask if he deals in trades with non-material goods.
Cantros?
Yeah, Cantros is in the background, like, kind of kicks a little clump of dirt.
A little budding leaf, little flower budding.
Like, I do have a business to run, but if you were interested in something outside of business, then we could talk.
Some black.
I call Cantros over.
Some black dragon scales.
Cantros
Right in front of Cantros.
Walks up. I don't know what any of this stuff is.
I wink at the guy behind the counter and I go, I get it. You're more.
She did this to me too.
Cantros looks super confused.
It'll make sense soon, buddy.
And the half elf just kind of like, it takes him a second, then he's like, no, not that there's anything wrong with that, but no, that's okay. Thank you,
That's
though.
2 hits to the ego that Cantros had to take today.
And Cantros is definitely kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
He goes off and like starts poking at a tree.
First she's like, she's whoring me out. Well, if she thinks, oh no, oh, well, I didn't want to do that anyways. It's fine.
But yeah,
I pull out 3,600 gold and hand the guy. I'm like, are we done?
I ask him about the wooden figurines.
okay. He kind of walks y'all over there as well. You see a whole bunch of different animal figurines. There's like a bear, a wolf, a coyote, just a whole assortment of animals. But and he's kind of talking about each one. It's like, oh, this one was made here. This was made with this kind of technique. But then he walks over to this very exceptionally well carved snake, and he's like, but this one is my favorite. And he kind of holds his hand out to the chin of the snake, and as you watch the wooden snake curves around his arm and seems to be living and kind of perches up on his shoulder.
What happens if it gets injured?
It's just an item. You could repair it.
Is this a wondrous figurine?
Not what you're thinking of. This is a display item.
Meaning,
like
for show?
For show, yeah. Like he kind of extends it out to you and kind of opens the snake's mouth, and you can see it's still made of wood. It's just kind of ornate and display. It's a like a conversation piece.
How much?
That one is right down here. 100 gold.
Sold!
He kind of extends his arm over to Aisling, and it slithers onto her arm, and kind of wraps around her neck like a boa and just kind of.
Kind of eye on him like, oh,
I love him.
That is so you. What do we feed it?
What should I name him?
No need to feed it.
The
No
guinea.
need to do anything to
Name
it.
it.
You can name it if you like, I suppose.
The guinea. I ask him if he has any, and I'm sure there's some sly druid way to do this. I'm looking for a scroll of transport via plants, or a druid way to cast transport via plants. Level 6 spell, so if he has it with the homeboy discount, maybe cheaper.
So he thinks for a sec, and he's like, well, that's something, with enough practice, most of us can do naturally, so I don't usually carry scrolls for that specifically. I do have something else, though, that's...
Make me feel like shit. Size him up.
Yeah. I've been watching him for a minute.
Let me check something.
I want to know if he can cast transport via plants, asshole.
Yeah, what class levels does he have?
Oh, you can't?
What level spells can you cast?
I can cast up to 5th. Once I level, I get 6, and I can do this shit all day. Well, once a day.
You should have access to Tree Stride.
Tree Stride is just me, and it's very limited distance. I did the math on it, and it's
Gotcha.
not super far. But yes, I can Tree Stride.
He is lower level than you, and he is absolutely being a hoity-toity kind of person to you. But he does not have any scrolls of that specifically.
I'm gonna call him on that. I'm gonna be like, you can't cast that, can you?
Well, I mean, not me personally, but I am but a purveyor of this shop. Whereas I'm sure adventurers such as yourself, with such experience in ways of the world, would be able to do such things.
Are more worried with like combat-y spells. People like you are supposed to write down the other spells on scrolls.
Those who can't write. I kind of like. I kind of like gesture to.
Right.
I kind of gesture to Rygnerik to like. That's done just a little bit.
Yeah, but
all
we know
right.
we're done here.
Do you have anything else that would be of use to a battle druid about to go into an unforeseen danger area?
So
I already have this, and I hold up the Staff of the Woodlands.
he seems very impressed by that, actually. He does seem to have a couple of staffs, but they definitely aren't anything as cool as you've got.
Staff of make snake thing.
Yeah, kind of. Like he's got one or two staffs that have like one or two like basic druid style cantrips. Like one will cast druid cast, and another one will turn into a simple snake. But nothing as powerful as what you're holding. He kind of walks you around the little kind of garden area, and points out different items that you may just be interested in. He points out a powder he mentions could have hallucinogenic effects. He points out a wooden compass that can direct you to fresh water. To Ashling, he offers a couple of these little wrapped seeds that are candies. And he lets you try one, and they actually don't taste very good. Very kind of tart and bitter and awful. But he mentions if you plant them, they actually grow into a tree of these things, and every time that you plant another one, the candy becomes sweeter and sweeter with every harvest. So it's kind of like a project, if you wanted something like that. He shows you a wooden jar of black gel that can be smeared on a surface and become highly reflective like a mirror. To Dadrios, he shows this kind of like really fancy. He shows you this really fancy ant farm with these strange, kind of large bluish ants that seem to be constructing something. You can't tell what it is yet, but it's definitely not something an ant would normally construct.
The answer in a cult. That's why he showed them to you.
Hey, you listen here.
Slorth, he directs you to several books about nature that he implies that the close study of could benefit you about the worlds around you and give you kind of more of an edge when it comes to dealing with certain natural things that you may not be familiar with otherwise.
Out of character, what does that translate to? Like a bonus, or?
Do you want to inspect that item?
Yeah.
He shows you something called the Encyclopedia Druidica. It's a set of about 10 books that has just kind of like this massive collection of druid knowledge of just plants and animals and monsters and types of weathered patterns and trees and just all kinds of things. Mechanically speaking, if you were to spend 20 hours studying this encyclopedia, or anyone who studies it, you can permanently increase your intelligence or wisdom score by 1 after completing that time.
And then does it just disappear, or could he pass it on to another person?
You can pass it on, yeah.
I would put my wisdom at 20 and give me... That would push me from 19 to 20, so...
Yeah, to a
I'm
maximum
interested.
of 20.
We can't afford it. It's a college textbook.
But wait,
Oh, that hurts.
when you're done, you can sell it back for 6 copper.
Because
the
the new
digital-
edition is out.
I got the digital version on my PDA.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, is there a magical PDF equivalent that we could just?
Yeah.
How much?
3,000 gold for the encyclopedia.
I kind of look at Rygnerik, I'm like, do I have that much?
As long as we all get to read it, and then we can sell it when we're done. We'll find somebody that'll buy it.
Yeah, that. Giving us all a boost like that is a pretty good deal.
Sell it to the owl guy. Yeah, intelligence
You can choose either
just for
intelligence
y'all,
or
or wait to 19.
intelligence or wisdom by 1, and you have spent 20 hours studying the book.
You said it's like 10
Consecutively,
volumes,
or-
right? It's multiple books or something?
Yeah, it's a encyclopedia set of 10 books, and you have to
Okay.
basically, it's like 2 hours a book to get through the whole thing.
But we could all kind of read it at the same time. Like reading different volumes.
Yeah, see why not.
You read the end of the story first. Oh,
It's an
spoilers.
encyclopedia, there's no story.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
it's-
because
it's-
that would increase my spell
not-
attack, my spellcasting modifier, my DC. Yeah, that'd be good.
It'll do nothing at all for me, but I'm gonna read.
Make you a little smarter. Maybe not boost a mod. I ask him. I thank him. Do we buy that, right?
Up to you.
Is that an
Yeah.
item I can put on my sheet so I don't forget?
I'll add that you bought it.
I guess it should be with Dadrios because he's got the bag of holding, right?
I've got a bag of holding too.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because that's a lot of books. I only got so many flesh pouches,
How much does it
apparently.
weigh?
Okay, I'll add it to Dadrios' sheet.
Strong boy. I ask him...
Yep.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to ask, were you able to find the rock troll half plate? You
Oh,
should
yeah,
be
I'm
able to
wearing
add
it.
that.
I got 20 AC now.
Cool.
Better than 14. I thank him for everything. I'm sure this will become very useful. And I ask if I could take about 11 minutes to meditate in this area, since it's closer to home than a lot of places are.
Yeah, and he actually leads you to kind of a back corner of the shop that's got a small kind of natural waterfall in it, into a little pond, and there's actually a very flat little patch of grass with some bushes around it that he seems to meditate in, and he's like, "You're welcome to use this space."
Oh, I'm so dumping in there. He needs to come back and find a turd on his meditation spot. Damn him. No, I want to commune with nature.
Okay.
And I would like to know, doing it ritually so I don't
Sure.
spend a 5th level spell slot. I would like to learn about prevalent plants, minerals, or animals, powerful celestials, fae, fiends, undead, and influence from planes of other existence. And since we're indoors, it'll be a radius of about 300 feet.
Okay. You are actually not indoors. As you look up, you can see the sky above you.
Okay, so 3,000 or 3
Yeah.
miles.
So you'll have a 3-mile radius. Immediately, kind of when you sit down and you center yourself, and you spend a minute casting this, and once you kind of connect magically with nature, you immediately get a ping of undead from above you. Probably around 200, maybe a little less feet up. A couple of small pings seem to be circling above you. You can feel the massive river flowing through this town. Seems to be exceptionally pure in nature. Like, it doesn't seem to have any impurities or like pollution or anything in it. You feel lots of very healthy fish and sea life in there. Nothing negative from the water. In the shop itself, you feel lots of very interesting plants. One sec. You feel one plant that produces these kind of, what are they, purple? Yeah, purplish berries that you guess wouldn't be very good for eating, but would be very good for dyeing or marking. A lot of strong trees in the area, as well as different kinds of mushrooms. Some edible, some poisonous, some trip out balls, kind of. Especially in this shop. Was there anything particular you were looking for, or just kind of getting a general vibe of the place?
I just wanted, for one, to connect with nature, see if anything jumped out at me, and second, connect with nature to see if anything tried to communicate with me. I figure,
Okay.
in general, this city is a pretty nature-attuned place. This area, like this shop, maybe more so, and I'm just seeing if anything pings at me with maybe some guidance. I know the spell isn't really designed for, communicating with that, but I mean, commune with nature, getting a feel for nature, see if nature tries to give me any...
Nothing really reaches out to you, per se. There are different kind of ways to actually get nature to talk to you directly. This is more like you seeing with a better eye, just kind of looking around you. But nothing particularly, other than probably the weirdest thing you feel is the undead above you. But nothing seems to like reach out and speak to you.
Okay, I do. If there's nothing else with it, no powerful elementals.
Not within 3 miles.
Okay. Interference with planes from other existences?
Nope.
Okay. Alright, on the way out, I do kind of lean over and ask him, like, you've noticed those birds, the ravens up, right?
He kind of looks up, and you can see his eyes kind of scan the sky to a psychic response when he's like, I have noticed those recently. Not sure what's causing them.
You know they're undead, right?
Interesting.
I believe those might be the eyes of the one in Felbar. So...
Do you have some idea of what's happening in Felbar?
Not really.
I was hoping you could tell me something.
But we'll find out soon enough, one way or another.
I hope that you do, friend.
But keep the third eye up. Know what I'm saying?
He kind of nods in understanding back to you. I will make a note of that.
I can't think of anything else, so we go.
You and your friends are always welcome back in the Revealing Leaves. Our plant stock replenishes very frequently. Any foods or herbs you may need, please come to us.
Anything you are in short supply of that you would give primo money for? Truffles or...
There's a certain kind of soil. It's a
You want dirt? Dirt everywhere. Avalanche of dirt.
This is a special, kind of magically enchanted soil that only comes from areas with very strong magical connection. It's very hard to come by. Usually in wetter environments. I'd be very interested in something like that. You can grow a lot in soil like that.
All right. I take a mental note.
I ask if he has any good treats for dogs.
Oh. He immediately, goes to a little stash somewhere and pulls out just an assortment of jerkies and different sausages and all kinds of different meats and, certain, cinnamon sticks and different kind of flavored twigs to chew on. He's like,
Kale. This is really a pet shop.
He's got a spread of... He definitely feeds animals, for sure. He's like, oh, what species and type? And he's like, oh yeah, the giant red elk deer. Their favorite food. Yeah, no, he's got a full selection of treats and chewies and stuff.
I'm looking at the meat like, wait a minute.
People meat?
He kind of sees you eyeing it and he takes a piece and he's like, it's good. It seems to be safe for human or otherwise consumption.
And look at Dadrios' coat. It's so sheeny after eating this special blend.
I would like to buy a big bag of jerky treats for Sir Smush and some good sticks to chew on.
Yeah, he'll give you all that for a silver.
Do you get anything for tickers?
Can I have one?
Oh. A second bag of jerky for tickers.
Okay, he'll throw it in. So you leave with 2 bags of jerky and treats and chewies that
They're
are
gonna
both
Scooby-Doo it together.
that are dog, kobold, and paladin palpable.
Only. Everyone else, it's poison.
Yeah. Poisonous to dwarves and rogues.
He didn't have any weird little stones, right?
You didn't notice any, no.
Okay. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay. Off to the blacksmith.
Okay.
I walk out like Sheen in my knee armor, like just dead troll stink coming off it.
A couple of flies trail
Nice.
behind you.
It's good. Look at that.
Okay.
So
you all-
the whole reason we went to the Shining Scroll was to ask about Francine. And we totally forgot to do that.
We saw
Oh,
shinies.
we need to go back.
Well, I mean, we're here for the day, so
Yeah, we could hit the blacksmith first. And...
You only spent maybe 45 minutes there, maybe an hour, kind of browsing around, looking at everything.
to the blacksmith.
To the blacksmith.
Okay. So you return to the cart, and he's still kind of waiting for you, and you load back up, and you tell him you want to head to the Silver Chain. He's like, would you like the smooth route or the expedient path?
I mean, we're not getting
Idiot.
charged for this, right?
No one's asked you for money yet.
Expedient.
Okay. The carriage takes flight, and
Still no change in the birds above. Not doing anything weird since I started mentioning them to people.
they don't seem to be.
Okay.
There doesn't seem to be any increase or decrease in their numbers. They just kind of seem to be keeping a lazy sentinel on the whole city.
I'm so gonna memorize cloud or skywrite and just put a little message in the sky like these birds are undead, kill on sight, and then leave.
So
Kill
Within-
again on site.
within re-kill on site. Within about 2 minutes, you find yourself kind of across town again at the Silver Chain, and as you step out, you see more of an open shop, and unlike most of the city, this one does seem to have metal kind of integrated in with a still living tree, but definitely the front almost looks more fortified, despite the entrance being open, and you can see a bit of a short, stocky, almost elf male.
I was about to say, don't say female
inside?
dwarf. Don't say female dwarf. I can't be one of those guys with two families that doesn't tell them about each other in different cities. I can't be that guy.
And you see this male kind of back to you, just tink, working on this kind of silver sword. And you recognize it as very similar to one that the knights were carrying. And you actually see a very large chain kind of across the entrance, like this big around, that seems to be entirely made of silver over the front. Very impressively crafted.
Know that.
And you kind of walk in. Are you saying anything, or just sneaking up behind him, or what?
Right in the throat.
Is he just... Tink?
I greet him.
Okay.
And so right now, I just have padded light armor,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm looking to see if there is any upgraded light armor that I could get my hands on.
So you
Instead of this.
You greet this this male blacksmith, and he turns around and kind of not what you were perhaps expecting to see. Definitely shorter than an elf. Seems to be a little taller than Slorth, but with a similar kind of stocky build, big thick beard, and pointy ears.
Is he half elf, half dwarf?
He seems to be half elf, half dwarf, yes.
That's kind of hot.
Oh my. Hey.
And he greets you. Oh, yeah, welcome, Silver Chan. You're looking for kind of an increase to this, is it?
Mm-hmm.
He kind of looks you over, and he kind of like gets up on his toes and gets in your face and kind of like pokes you a little bit with the hammer, which is still kind of hot. And you're like, oh.
I lean in and let him take a good look.
Okay. Kind of backs up a little. I think I got about something your size. Right there. And he kind of goes a little bit behind the forge and comes back with a kind of padded... Let me look at your armor real quick here. So you are currently wearing... Okay, yeah, just padded light armor. Yeah. And comes out with a very similar kind of design to what you're wearing, except you see these kind of silvery leaves going through the actual leather itself. And it's got kind of an almost sheen to it. And he's like, kind of holds it up and looks at you, and whereas your armor is more kind of female fitting, this definitely looks like it's made for a male. But he's like, yeah, this is about your size, I can say this. Be an improvement. If you want to come back in a day, I can... He kind of like makes curved gestures at you. He's like, I can shape it a little more for you.
That would be lovely.
What?
So, how much of...
What time tomorrow would it be done?
When you need it by.
Morning.
He kind of does some math in his head while the DM Google shit.
I look at the armor, and I mean, I look at his stuff, and I want to see if I can judge if his stuff is any better quality than Kashiki's.
Okay. Make an investigation check.
Play into my strengths. Play into my strengths. Hey, how about that?
Okay. This armor is definitely extremely high quality. You don't you like it's everything you kind of see on the wall, and especially since you've known Kashiki and kind of seen her work a little bit. You're not a blacksmith yourself, but she's kind of pointed out like, oh yeah, see this, dent here. This is why this is bad. So you have kind of a baseline of what's good versus crappy armor, and this is some very good armor. Kashiki's is a little better. Maybe you're just biased, or maybe
Definitely.
she's just a phenomenal blacksmith. But just kind of sizing this armor up in comparison, you do think Kashiki's quality is just slightly higher, but not that this armor is bad.
I kind of... Go ahead.
Oh, I do lean in and ask for your opinion.
Okay.
That's all. I do kind of lean over to... it's alright. I do kind of go by smush and kind of like put my arm and start tapping around and be like, there's a good boy. Make sure you don't knock that flail into anything. I want to kind of...
He definitely, like, kind of notices him the first time and, like, pulls this pair of spectacles out of his pocket and goes straight over to Smush and kind of flips down a few magnifying glass, and he's like, this is impressive work. Who made this?
Oh, you couldn't tell by the work? Did I ever learn Kashiki's last name before I change it?
Before you change it? I don't think we mentioned her last name.
Kashiki of Waterdeep.
You kind of... Yeah, I've heard of her. It's fine craftsmanship. I don't know why you're buying from me. But anyway, this is totally for sale, and you should buy from me. It's very good quality. Tomorrow morning, I could have this normally 1,200 gold. Give it to you for 900, since it's mostly done.
I look up at Slorth, and I say, I look down at Slorth, and I say, oh, I just wanted to poke my head in here because I thought maybe, Elvish suit me better, but do you think Kashiki can do just as good?
You saying this right in front of him?
That's also my the 18 is my inside check to see if he is if that is a fair deal that he's offering for the armor.
You don't really know what this armor does, but for magical armor, that sounds about right.
Oh, it is magical?
It does seem to be.
Oh. Well, if it's magical, Kashiki really hasn't done much magical-wise yet, I'm guessing.
You haven't asked her.
I know she can work some magic, but I don't know if she can infuse it into her armor. I'd say before we can get back and she can make you something, just don't let her see you wearing it.
So what is the magical properties of this?
It would be a +1 padded armor.
Okay, so it's padded armor. So it's the same armor, just with an enchantment on it?
Basically, yeah.
Okay.
Now, if you want to add some more on that, maybe be a little more fireproof or cold-proof or lightning-proof, and we can work that out, too, if you want.
I look at Slorth, and I look back at the armor, and I look at the blacksmith, and I look back at Slorth. What would it take to be a little more fireproof?
Another 600 gold. Add that fire enchantment on it.
Right,
Would that be done by tomorrow morning still?
That would take a little longer. I could get it maybe done day after tomorrow. Takes a little while to concentrate on the enchantments, and I gotta get my enchanter in here, and he's gotta, do his thing.
We need to leave at noon tomorrow.
Already
Do
service?
anything?
Don't tell people that.
Rush the job, I suppose, for...
I don't have any more basilisk guys to...
say 3,000 gold total. have it ready tomorrow morning.
I don't have.
Broke up, Liz. Did you say I don't have what?
Oh no, I'm talking to myself. I don't have 3,000.
I mean, the party has like 16,000 left.
Yeah,
Although Dadrios has been left out of purchases, it feels like.
2 magical weapons.
Yeah, and
we have to go shopping for him next.
if I'm gonna upgrade my armor, it's gonna be at Felbar because mine's like a uniform that's really personal.
Oh, okay.
He kind of points at Dadrios and Rygnerik, and he's like, huh? I got something your size.
Do you have like magical arrows my size or what?
I could do some magical arrows, yeah, sure. What, you looking for any kind of specific effect, or just something that punches a little harder, or what?
What
That's our
do
old
you have in
magical arrow.
stock?
Well, I mean, just what I have in stock, I've got some basic enchantment arrows that'll give you a little extra punch. Basically, it'll add a d6 to your shot. I got about 10 of those right now. But if you were looking for like something that like froze or exploded, or I don't know, get creative, we could work something out.
How much do those cost?
Those would be 40 gold each.
So 400 gold?
Yep, if you wanted all 10 of them.
Does anybody have an objection to me buying 400 gold worth of arrows?
Show self.
I'm like playing with my armor, like, oh, that's cool.
Okay. Well, I've done my shopping. Go ahead, Ashley.
Okay. Can I pay partially with a diamond worth 300?
I mean, yeah, sure, I can always work with diamonds.
Okay. So I have, including. So I have 2,000 total. Can I have 1,000 of the party's money, please?
Okie dokie.
Thank you.
Boom.
You give him 2,700 plus a diamond.
Yep.
Okay.
How much for the kobold?
Give you 200 gold for the little lizard guy. Kind of hides behind Cantros.
And use
No!
blood for imbuing.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. I spent 100 on that snake.
So
So-
another 100.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
yes,
you said you
please.
already had.
Tell you what, for you, 2,900.
Okay,
Nice.
that's fair. Now I'm broke.
While we're
Rygnerik,
here-
I'll add those arrows officially to your thing, but yeah, they're unless I don't know, you use them later today for some reason. But yeah, you have 10 magic arrows, so you add 1d6 to your damage rolls.
Okay.
Now, if you're gonna have to tell me if you're using a magic arrow before you roll. If you miss, then you either have to recover that arrow or it's gone. And after
I'll tell,
I
you
never
know,
miss.
I'll tell Slorth to, you know, be ready with the necklace. If I miss, he can summon it back to us.
That, I mean, sure. Put the
Do
necklace on.
do they
oh,
stop-
got it.
Did they stop working on hit?
Yes,
Like you can recover when he uses them?
after a successful hit, the magical essence discharges into the whatever you hit, and that's what gives you extra d6. So they are one-time use each. But if it lands in like a field and you want to just walk over and recover it, you can.
You're gonna say something, Dadrios?
While we're here, I'm just gonna pull out my flame sword. Of course, not in fire. Like, can you do anything with this? Make it a bit sharper, maybe a bit fancier. I don't know.
Kind of holds it and is like, that is one impressive sword you got there.
I like to think so. Thank you.
He's kind
Found
of
it in the woods.
Found it.
that's
True. You know.
weird, but all right.
I had a pack of rhinoceroses lead off some trolls and some hydras. Not hydras.
Sure,
Were they hydras?
I won't
Chimeras.
question you.
Chimeras, thank you.
Let me look at your sword real quick as he kind of inspects it. Kind of like, He's kind of gestures some small runes around the hilt and kind of a few different patterns up. And it's like, I'm gonna be honest, this is already pretty impressive.
Oh, just wait. Fuego!
If you wanted to leave it with me for about a week, I could probably edge that. Maybe give it a little more, but kind of hands it back to you. It's like I don't know. It's not much. It's already a pretty good sword.
Fair enough. Thank you. Would you say it's a great sword?
Get out.
Take your money with you.
It's a pretty darn good sword.
I'll take it.
But the enchantment currently on it seems to be a higher level than most standard enchantments.
Cool. I feel better just knowing that.
Oh. Anyone else? You little stinky skin guy? Anything I can do for you?
I look back behind.
What
me
are you
going,
wearing?
Oh, this? Oh, check this out. Dagger, cut, heal. Ta-da!
That is super weird.
Yeah. It's good. Where are you from?
Me, I'm from here. Born and raised.
Was your mom or the dad the brave one?
Well, it depends on what you mean by brave.
Anytime you see like a small dog mixed with a big dog, you just wonder which one was the brave one.
But I assume you're gesturing the yeah, mom was the elf.
The good-looking half of you is what I'm curious about. Tug on the beard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, mama was the elf. Daddy was he was the dwarf.
So is his beard like a little less full?
It's
full dwarf?
it's got a good length. Like you can tell he has worked on it for a while, but it's a little thinner than
With
yours.
the oils.
Yeah, it looks like a little extra care has been like put into like growing and fluffing it.
Oh.
I hand him like a little tray of beeswax. I was like,
Yeah,
that's
he
my
kinda
secret.
rubs one kind of. Ah, thank you. Appreciate that.
Some mead.
Always appreciate that. Just
I
wow, you
keep
just keep
forgetting
that
you
on
just
you.
have bees in your coat.
What's
Watching
that?
Slorth flirt with every blacksmith we meet is a little.
This isn't flirting. This is doing the bro a solid. Because this beard needed some help. You know what I'm saying?
He kind of gestures to me. He's like, "This will put some more hair on it."
I ask him. I tell him if he's ever in Waterdeep, come see Kashiki, and if I'm not there, tell her Slorth sent you and
I'll
say
do
hi.
that. Yeah, I'll do that. Don't really make it down there much, or have ever, but I'll keep that in mind.
You ever even left this city?
I have not.
Have you
I got everything I
ever
need right here. Got my
crossed over
business.
the river to the other half of this city?
Well, yeah, I've been over there.
Concerts,
There's-
and festivals.
Yeah, exactly. Like they got that big yearly thing at the top of the year with they got the little like sparkly things in the air, and they look at the moon. It's a whole big thing. Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Anything else I can get y'all?
Nope.
You can
All right.
have yourself a nice day.
You two,
Oh,
tall, big sworded feller.
That's it.
so
How do you know?
I'm out of money, but I do have some other ideas. I would love to get a ring of protection to put on Slorth, not Slorth, Smush's collar.
Now you got her doing it. Good job.
Yeah, look at what you did.
Some kind of collar of protection.
Forgot her own
Yeah.
companion's name.
Well, that would be some kind of special order for sure. It'd probably take me about a week too, but I could maybe put something together like that if you wanted.
Oh, you can make it a nostril or a septum piercing form. That'd look badass
I'm
on
not
him.
piercing my dog.
It's his choice. He's a grown adult now.
Smush
he
is
can
like,
talk.
Please don't pierce me.
He's like, I'd like to get like some stretched earlobes too.
Yeah.
And he's totally punk rock. We just didn't know.
He can't
Maybe
get a
we just-
bone through his nose, because then he's always going to be like, nah.
Maybe for that one, we just wait till we get back to...
Yeah. Yeah, I'll think about that.
Okay.
We'll see where we are in a few days.
Let me know.
Okay.
All right, y'all.
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cartwheel out.
The
Okay.
carriage is still waiting for you, and he's... At this point in time, the elf is looking patiently tired.
Grateful? Grateful?
It's grateful. It's definitely grateful. Yeah, he's been kind of chauffeuring you all day. It's probably late afternoon, early evening at this point in time. Well, not quite that late. Probably maybe around 4 o'clock. But
Okay.
he's just kind of like, where to next?
I think
Back to the silver.
if we could, stop by the Shining Stroll real quick, and then we'll be heading back to the hotel.
If he says one thing, that we were one fucking thing.
What?
Boy, I'm flying these horses myself. I'm flying them myself.
Didn't say anything.
He's far too professional to say anything.
You can just kind of see it in his eyes a little bit. That polite customer service that's like, if I wasn't being paid, I would probably say something.
Happy
but,
to, sir.
yeah. Have a great day. Welcome to Walmart. Yeah. So y'all hop back in the carriage.
I thought this was fancy. It's welcome to Target.
That's true. You're right.
Whole Foods? Nah.
Yeah.
Can we get a quick break? I'm running on empty.
Yeah, you want to take a quick break?
Real quick.
All right, let's take a favor.
Be right back.
We'll take one too. So, be back in a moment.
Did you say you don't have any more cheese?
Yeah, somebody wants more cheese. He got cheese earlier.
I want cheese.
I want cheese too.
Where's
We-
my cheese?
We ate all the cheese. No, we ate it all. We ate all the cheese.
Real quick.
Yep.
When we saved the wizards and gave them back all their stuff, that
Mhm.
didn't include the wands they gave us, right?
I think
Did they-
Marishta had given you a wand.
Yeah, Mershta gave us a wand.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have 2 wands. I was just wondering.
No, you still have
Could we-
those.
Also, how long does it take to attune an item?
1 hour.
1 hour? Okay.
What are your wands of?
I have a wand of magic circle and a wand of fireball.
I have a
Wand-
wand also.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a wand of minor discomfort. I'm gonna use that at some point.
But yeah, the wand of
Axling
magic-
raises her eyebrows.
Yeah, the wand of fireball needs attunement though. The wand of magic circle does not.
Really?
I get that you're making a pun, but my head is in someplace else.
Requires attunement by spellcaster.
There were no puns.
What does? Mike's back.
Wand of fireball.
Wand of fireball.
Oh, no, euphemism. Euphemism, not pun.
There were no euphemisms. I really have a wand of minor discomfort.
No, he actually does. That's not a sex joke. He actually has a wand of minor
I mean,
discomfort.
either way, you can get that checked.
Does it just make your underwear right up in your crotch, or
Something like that. You can try
joke's on you? Joke's on you.
it. Where did y'all get that? The festival?
Yes.
Y'all
Oh,
got a bunch of good
that's-
items.
Got
in
it
that.
that long ago?
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. You got a lot of those, like the Tome of Cat Summoning and stuff as festival prizes.
Oh,
We used the cat one.
that had a
One,
sad
yeah.
ending.
That worked out fine for everyone but the cat.
That was only our first cat murder. It's fine.
Won't be the last.
Poor cat.
So yeah, we're all Ashling, you're back, right? Everyone's back.
Yes,
Okay, cool.
I've been talking.
Don't expect me to understand reality.
You left.
Well, last time, I thought you were here and I just went on without you, so.
Okay, so we're back at the.
Yeah, you hop back in the carriage and kind of right back across town. Only takes you about 10 minutes to get back there, and you're once again in front of the. What's this place? Why do I keep forgetting the name of this place?
'Cause
Shi-
you told
yeah,
us
the
two
Shining
different
Scroll.
names.
You're once back in front of the Shining Scroll. You kind of walk
Ashley,
in and ting, ting,
Since they
ting.
like you better, do you want to just ask them about our friend Francine? We heard she came by.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll leave my servants outside.
Okay.
While she's inside, I'll play cards with the carriage driver.
Okay.
For money.
Rygnerik, roll a d20. So, Ashling, you walk in and ting, 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 ting. Roll with advantage because you're cheating. Okay.
How about because he's really good at it?
I have proficiency at it. Do I get to add my proficiency bonus?
Yes.
God.
Okay, add 4 to that.
Okay. You do very well. In fact, kind of playing back and forth, he definitely seems to be having a boring day. Not at all y'all's fault. But you do manage to win 6 gold off of him.
Blame for the horses.
Ashling, you walk in and the elf woman greets you. She's like, "Oh, you're back. Was there something else that you required?"
Yes.
I come in
So-
heavy with a shotgun.
I ignore that.
It's a shotgun.
It's just a tube with rocks in it.
Magic stones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I apologize. He has episodes sometimes. That's why I pay him less.
That makes sense. Yeah, I have one like that.
Well, I did forget to ask. We are in town meeting our good friend Francine. What's her face?
Sundowner.
Sundowner.
Sundowner. Thank
very,
you.
Very good friend, I see.
Yes, we're very close.
Yeah.
And I was told you knew where she might be.
I don't believe I know a Francine. What does she look like?
Like a hot mess.
She kind of looks over at Slorth. Like,
I towed off my new armor at her.
could you be slightly more specific?
Yes. Red hair, mage robes, has a cat.
She wouldn't have had the cat with her.
You see her
I might have
kind of
gotten back by then.
You see her kind of furrow her brow, and it's like, kind of burnt, crazy look in her eye.
Yes, that one.
Yes, she did pass through here earlier. I don't know where she is now. What were you? She didn't leave a note. Was she supposed to leave something for you?
Was she supposed to leave something for us?
No,
I don't
mean,
think so.
we're meeting up with her tomorrow, but we're a day early, so we were hoping to
Okay.
find her.
Yes, we're just meeting. We have a set time to meet her. We just got here early and was wondering if you might know where she's staying.
No, unfortunately. She came in and out in kind of a frenzy? Strange
Yeah,
one, your friend.
we're talking about the same person.
Did you buy
Yeah,
anything?
She buy anything?
She did. Several crystals, in fact. She kind of leads you over to these gathering of these kind of like foot-tall, octagonal long purple crystals. It's like, these are sort of a divination catalyst that helps with certain spells. We don't sell a lot of these, actually. They're considered a flawed component and usually used just for decoration and paperweights and tourists, honestly. The magic in them tends to be unstable.
wild, would you say?
That's her
A
shit.
bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, she bought almost our whole supply of them, which, mind you, wasn't many, but still, it was a bit of an unusual purchase.
Yeah, that's on brand.
I know how to describe her. She's 15 gallons of crazy in a 10-gallon bucket.
That seems accurate. You have a very strange friend.
We
He
know.
takes a swig of beer.
Was there anything else we wanted to know?
Nope.
Well,
I don't
thank
think I
you so
have.
much for your time.
Would you interested in purchasing any other scrolls or potions today?
Buy
Oh, I
the rest of her broken crystals.
You can buy those too. They don't cost that much. They're not really very useful.
Oh, I have no need. I have at least 10,000 broken crystals at home.
All right then.
If...
Mhm.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Continue. I was just politely kicking you out of the store.
If we're going to sleep for the night, I can scrounge someone. I still got a 5th level slot if we want to take a peek at anyone beforehand.
I
That way it
don't know
doesn't-
who we would even peek at.
I was thinking Vlad, to be perfectly honest, but we could also look at Frankie, see if we can spot her.
I mean,
Okay.
Frankie will just, like, shut you down as soon as you do see her.
Possible.
If she's not already preemptively doing that at this point.
Yeah.
Somehow, wildly.
Wildly.
See
Wow,
what
just
Vlad's
shuts you
doing, why
down.
not?
Okay, yeah. I'll wait till we get back to our rooms, and I want to do some scrying.
Okay.
In case anything happens before then where I'll need it.
Okay, so you exit the store, head back to the hotel.
Yep.
The driver delivers you back. This time a lot quicker than the first trip.
Before we disembark, I'm gonna
Sure.
turn around to him and say thank you and I'm so sorry.
She kind of gives you a knowing, like, nod of her head.
We can't possibly be the worst customers he's had all day.
That'd be great if she was like,
the only customers he's had all day. We
We
monopolize.
can't possibly be the worst
time.
customers he's had this week.
that'd be great if she was like, you were the worst of them all, Dadrios.
I'll shake his
You
hand.
especially.
Quiet the whole ride.
I know, she's like, you were the worst.
I
He didn't
shake
throw
his
up
hand
or
on the top,
anything.
And I sleight of hand 5 platinum and 6 gold
Do what now?
onto him. I said I shake his hand as we leave, and I sleight of hand. like-
Purveyor
What?
is a woman, but yes, you can.
Oh, her.
How much
okay.
gold?
Remember, she's
5
real
platinum
female.
and 6
I
gold.
thought we were talking about the carriage driver.
Okay.
Oh,
No, yeah,
Oh.
the carriage driver.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're to the carriage driver. Ah, gotcha.
Yeah,
That's what I
gotcha.
was
He
talking
drove
about.
us around all day.
we've
Okay.
taken his money.
Yeah, that's what I was
he
talking about.
he takes
He's a
your
negative.
hand and he feels the coin in his hand.
No, he
And-
doesn't. He doesn't even notice it until I'm walking away.
Were you putting it in his
You
hand or are you
don't have
putting
to
it in
do
his
that.
pocket?
You
I
can
mean,
just tip him.
He sleight of handed it.
Yeah, I'm like slipping it onto him or something.
Suddenly his pocket's heavy, like, what the
His,
shit?
his sleeve gets jingly, whatever.
if you put it
What
directly in his
he's
hand, he's gonna notice. You want to put it in like a pocket or something?
Yeah.
Okay, make
We
a
club
sleight of
him
hand
over
check.
the head and slip it in
on
his
the way
stuff.
back, I'm gonna write a note that says like, "Thanks for the thanks for the rides," and I'll like,
Is this your card?
Okay, make a sleight of hand check.
"Oh, I can do that."
He doesn't seem to see you do it. As you
There we
kind
go.
of tip your head and just kind of slip him a little something in his front pocket that he
Yep.
will likely find later.
It's got a note attached to it. He'll get it.
It's a bomb.
He can probably guess where it came from. Yeah. Okay, so you return to the hotel. The door opens as you enter, and you make your way up the staircase into. Y'all can either gather in one of your rooms, or all go to your individual rooms, or whatever you want to do.
Well, let's. I want to see what's going on with Vlad.
Yeah, party in my room?
I order some bottles be brought up.
Bottles.
Finest-
Okay.
Finest cheeses.
And I do tell them we'll need a
Ooh.
carriage ride
And,
in the
some
morning
charcuterie boards.
In a trough.
from like 10 to noon or something.
Okay, easy enough to arrange. They bring you actually. As you start kind of asking for different drinks and foods, they actually offer you like a little package assortment that comes with a pre-established spread of fine cheeses and meats and different samples of elvish wine and fruits and just a real nice kind of platter spread. More than enough than the group of y'all can eat, despite Tickers even going like.
I mean, I could summon like 16 boars, so.
I mean, I'm sure you could finish it if you really wanted to, but for the amount of people you have in the room, it seems like a lot of food.
All right, so we're sitting there
Can I get a
drinking.
to-go box?
Yeah.
Huh?
Can I get a to-go box?
Yeah. So we don't got to eat badgers later. Hey, let's make sure to ask for that driver tomorrow by name.
Okay.
Nobody else knows I tipped him. They all still can assume that he hates us if they want
Yeah,
to.
you stole his money. And he's having a worse day. I probably don't even know that he hates us. To be perfectly honest.
He hasn't said anything.
I got pretty good insight. I might know. Anyhow,
Okay.
yeah.
The help always scowls like that. It's fine. They don't actually have feelings.
I didn't feel like shit until just now. Now I feel like a jerk.
The help
You know,
doesn't
find
have
him at night and
feelings.
wake him up. Hey. Yeah, I want to scry on my boy Vlad.
Okay. What is your spell save DC?
16, and I'd feel like I'm familiar with him, so he's gonna be at a -5. And do I have any possessions or body parts of Vlad?
I don't know. Do you?
I don't think
What?
he even had any possessions.
Did I get any of his hair, anything like that?
No. He doesn't really have
I'm just
hair.
It would have taken him at a negative.
That's
even more
a
negative.
wisdom. I mean, he still, gets to try to save.
Yeah.
But yeah, he will be at a negative, which he fails just catastrophically. So you
Catch him in his private time.
Yeah. Oh God. No, you kind of settle down in the room and you get your little owl orb and summon into it, and you feel your consciousness taken kind of away from you and kind of thrust across half the continent, really, and hones in on the large swamp and kind of comes in closer and closer, and eventually you see a very familiar Slad sitting there in kind
On a
of
throne.
yeah, on a throne with legions, with the dragons bowing down to him.
Shit.
No, he's in a surprisingly nice little kind of hut that seems to be made mostly of mud and sticks and stuff, but looks fairly sturdy. And he's got a large bird of some kind, and he's just and he like rips off a wing and like.
Oh, look at him there, living his best life.
Yeah. I'm surprised he made it there, to be perfectly honest.
He looks healthy. He doesn't look injured in any way. He looks well fed. He looks like he's doing pretty good.
Good. I'm glad he made it there. Nothing weird going on around him?
Make a perception check.
Little kids in cages. 21.
You kind of careen around a little bit. He seems to be alone in his little shack, but you do notice kind of little collections of trinkets. You see a few empty bottles of milk on kind of a little mud shelf next to him. He seems to be alone and doing pretty well. You can kind of watch him eat for 10 minutes. Kind of farts once and goes back to eating. Seems
It smells it,
pretty happy.
laughs, and goes
Yeah.
back to eating.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I
Seems
kind of like
pretty
a
happy
little.
and
I kind of get a little. Why did you have to leave us?
He does look very happy in the swamp, just sitting in the mud. It's a very natural environment for him.
We'll make you a swamp in our little part of the world. Come back to me. I wish I could send messages through scrying. Go ahead.
Just imagine someone finds him later. It's like, oh wow, you're the slad that went face to face with Leviathan that one time. And here you are in the swamp, just living away. Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty good life for a slad.
Yeah. Trinkets and shit.
Yep.
He's eating my rock.
Yeah.
That's what the bird was. Oh, I should have scryed on the rock too, so you know how he's doing. Oh well. Any other spells I want to cast before bed? My room, is it 100% wood? Is there any stone?
There's stone mixed in with the walls and especially on the floor a little bit for support. We try to.
I was just curious.
Okay. Anyone else
That's
want to spend their evening anyway?
I'm going to
So,
attune that wand and maybe read some of the first book of the
Oh, yeah.
media.
Okay.
In a few hours.
I'll dole it out, so we'll each get a book for the night.
Okay. Who is taking a book and reading?
What time is it right? Or how much time do we have before we
So-
have to be somewhere?
Right now, it's by the time you kind of get in and get settled and scry and maybe have dinner and a few other things, it's probably around 7, maybe 8 p.m. evening, but it's not like super late. You can
So we
still-
have 12 hours, more or less, of the night, 8 of which should be spent sleeping.
Mhm.
So we can each read 2 books if we put some time into it.
It's up to you.
I'll take 2 books.
Yeah, I'll spend some time reading.
2 books or 2 hours?
I'm gonna go downstairs to like the dining room and bar area, and since I spent all my gold, see if they'll let me sit down a tip jar and play for the patrons.
Okay.
I'm actually going to read one book because reading one book will take just as long because he hates
You can only read one book at a time. It's how
Okay.
long you want to spend on a book. You're not gonna
Unless
have like
each book took about
2
2
in front of
hours.
you.
I thought they were saying, okay.
Oh, you want to try to finish one whole book and then start on another book?
I thought that's what they were saying.
I mean, it's whatever. You can spend as much time as you want on it.
Well, Dadrios doesn't want to read a book, but he will.
Okay, so we're spending like 4 hours reading.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'd say you could spend 4 hours reading if you wanted.
Oh, Slorth, would you be a dear and read to Sir Smush?
He's smarter than you, remember?
Yeah.
Yeah, if anyone needs the intelligence, please.
Ticker would probably love to read this.
Smush will be over your shoulder like he's like helping you pronounce words.
Yeah.
I will say, since neither Tickers nor Sir Smush can read, because even though Sir Smush is smart, he's never learned how to read. He is a dog. But if someone wanted to read to them, I would allow it to have the same effect.
And I'm totally willing to read to him.
Would someone be a dear and read to them?
Okay. So,
Show him all the pictures. Like, here's the picture of.
here's
Oh,
the
that's
tree,
nature.
And that's now I get the twin dragger joke. All right, next page. Don't look at that. Yeah. Okay.
You're too young, Smush.
I'm 2 years old. I'm a grown man.
I mean, I think kobolds hit maturity at like 6 or something like that. Okay, so who is spending reading time?
Everyone but Ashling.
Okay.
She doesn't
Aisling,
read.
you go on downstairs. You kind of ask the person that seems to be running the kind of lobby area at the time, and they seem a little standoffish at first. They're like, I don't know if we want you bothering the guests, but then you whip out your dulcimer and you're like, boo-doo-doo-doo. It actually sounds really good, and they're like, oh, okay, sure, free lobby music, go for it. And they'll let you do it. Go ahead and make a performance check.
Can I read in the lobby down there?
How about
Yeah,
that?
I'll read down there by her.
I won't, because I don't want to fight the music reading aloud.
I rolled a 20, so I got a 32.
Jesus. So,
Himself listens.
The initial chords you played, just to see if they'll let you play, was really impressive. Just the one couple notes you played were just almost hauntingly beautiful, and they're like, yeah, go for it if you're that good. And then you go up and just blow everyone away. You kind of you put down a little pouch or something to collect tips in, and start playing.
Last Freebird.
Yeah. And you actually end up playing for several hours, and it's so beautiful. In fact, Slorth, I'm going to make you take off an hour of reading time just because this is so pretty, it's distracting. So Slorth, you get 3 hours. But you draw, like, almost immediately, people stop what they're doing and, like, surprised to see it. And you hear people kind of, like, Slorth, you hear people talking, like, they get a new, like, kind of lobby entertainment, like, wow, it's really good. And you just, people talking back and forth. And
I'm sneaking up the corner.
through the night, as you like crescendo and hit lows, you see people crying with how beautiful it is, and just taken back. And by the end of the night, when you finally are just like your fingers are cramping, you can't take anymore. You have a crowd of about 40 elves and a couple of humans and a few other races mixed in, just wide-eyed watching you. And when you finally do kind of step off the little like stage area you've made for yourself, you get a standing ovation, you get roses thrown at you, and you kind of just from tips throughout the night and what people come up to you after you and give you, you make a total of 4 platinum for the night.
Wow! I think that's more than I spent today.
You blew a lot of people away with that performance.
I make the roses blossom as like she holds
Oh yeah,
them.
especially and Slorth's there like every now and then he kind of looks up and he's like bing and kind of gives you a little backup visuals.
See, I knew that reading was for nerds and would be a waste of my time.
I didn't make any money and I read for 3 hours. Shit.
But yeah,
I'm sorry, did you say 4 or 5 platinum?
4.
4 platinum.
Okay.
Yes. But afterwards, the woman you initially asked comes up to you and tries to hire you. She's like, she says if you could come play every night, they would be willing to offer you a performance salary of 5 platinum a night.
Plus tips. Her
Tips
manager
are-
pops up behind her.
You keep
The
all
question
tips.
is room and board.
Yeah, how much is room and board?
Per diem.
Right now, your room and board is comped on the night rate. You haven't asked how long that would last, but as of this moment, you're not paying anything.
But I think the question was, if she got the job, do they include room and board? Can she just retire here for the rest of her life?
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is kind of a better gig than adventuring.
She
Flesh
says
trees and monsters.
if you can perform like that nightly, they will give you a place to live here in the hotel.
That is extremely tempting.
That's
I
going
tell
in
her
the
I'll
letter
think
home.
about it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
And the
leave her
bard
wanting
just
more.
retires from the campaign and starts a musical career.
That's going in the letter home.
I'm gonna play as Smush from now on.
Yeah, very, very impressive performance. The rest of you get 4 hours of book time. Slorth, you get 3. And is there anything else anyone wants to do for the night?
No, actually, I attuned that other wand.
Okay, so yeah, you are attuned to the Wand of Fireball. Okay. Night comes. You all find yourself just falling asleep as soon as your heads hit the pillow. These beds are, I'd say probably only Aisling has slept in a bed this nice before.
Wait, real quick, before I fall asleep,
Sure.
I want to look at the moon.
Okay. It is a waxing crescent currently, and as you look up, it's interesting. it seems to be an almost shimmer to the sky itself, like almost like there's a border over the town, and it does have a slight silver kind of hue to it.
Fancy.
I nod my head like, all right, I see you, and then I go to bed.
I'm laying down there, just like a single tear rolls down as I go back and think over that song. Like, man,
Slorth, you're like,
shit.
you actually look at Aisling a little differently after that. You're like, because you mostly know her as this drunken,
Silly
kind
drunk.
of, yeah, silly drunk, and you're like, holy shit, she's actually super good at that.
It's like, I heard her play, but man,
Yeah, you're very impressed.
stuff.
I had lots of tutors as a kid.
Dadrios.
Oh God.
Oh god.
You wake up and find yourself once again on
Totally
the
fine.
streets of the Citadel Felbar. As you kind of...
AFK 1 sec. Go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm gonna wait for you to come back for this one.
Oh, I'll wait then. It's not important.
Okay. You kind of look around expecting to see the same kind of fiery carnage and death that you've been greeted with, but to your surprise, the roads look clean and the buildings look not destroyed and intact, and you kind of look around a bit confused at the change, because you've become kind of, involuntary used to these just horrible nightmares and images so far. And you look to your right, and to your surprise, you see Pickers standing there. Like, well, that's odd. And next to Tickers, you see Aisling, and you see Slorth, and you look the other direction, you see Sir Smush and Cantros and Rygnerik. The rest of you wake up, or at least seem to wake up, on a street you've never seen before, with very intricate and well-made kind of cobblestone roads and these, Slorth, you would recognize dwarvish architecture, these very strong, sturdy buildings, and you all kind of look left and right, and you see Dadrios and Rygnerik and Slorth, and you see everyone standing there.
I hide behind Slorth.
I look up.
Rygnerik, as you try to move, your legs don't seem to let you. You all seem to be standing in a row, and you can, you're not frozen, but you don't seem to be able to change your location.
I scream, I can't move! I'm paralyzed! What's happened to me? I start freaking out. Little short halfling, like, "Ah."
All of you in your dream see Rygnerik freaking out.
I
Dadrios.
reach out to try to touch him.
Okay.
Am I able to do that?
He is on the opposite side of Dadrios, so he's too far away currently.
So I can move, but I don't actually go anywhere.
Well, you can like move, but your feet can't seem to lift off the spot they're on.
I misty step 30 feet away.
No effect.
Like I just
Yeah.
don't go anywhere.
You go to cast the
So-
spell, and you remember the time before you knew this spell? It's kind of like that. Like the magic's not there.
So I start freaking out a little bit too.
Okay. So, Slorth and Dadrios, you now see Rygnerik and Aisling panicking.
I'm all shape into a snake.
Doesn't work. Dadrios, you now see Slorth spitting randomly.
I'm a snake.
But Dadrios, as you
Weird
watch,
deity thing. This is a weird one.
as you watch all
Going
of
in the
your
dream journal.
all of your companions that you seem to be dreaming of freaking out and behaving oddly around you, you kind of look ahead upward where you kind of know where to look. And almost fading into existence, you see this swarming mass of ravens. And it looks like a shapeless flock at first, but then eventually it forms into this ball that you've seen before, with these like almost like tendrils coming off of it, made of these birds just gnashing and crushing at each other. And then at the center of which you see the ravens part into that one big eye that's been watching beforehand. You see it kind of turn and lock down on you, Dadrios. And you've been through this a couple times. You haven't particularly enjoyed the experiences up to this point. And you kind of instinctively reach for your sword and find it's not there. You reach for your axe and find it's not there. And you see that familiar kind of fire come out of the center slit of the pupil as one of the raven kind of tendrils reaches in and pulls your sword from the eye. And then another one comes in and pulls your axe from the eye, now holding both your weapons out in front of you and your friends. And, you know, you as well as the others seem to not be able to move your feet, and you feel it's going to be a little difficult to dodge what's coming. You kind of brace yourself, waiting for it to just slash out at you, but to your surprise, instead the weapons actually extend to you and are placed at your feet. And you see, and all of you see this all happening, a tendril reach out towards the swamp, across the lands to where you know the egg is. And you hear a voice speaking in oh god, what language is this? Hold on. Speaking in Undercommon. And I think Ashling's the only one that speaks Undercommon. But despite not knowing these words, all of you understand. And in Undercommon, it says, "We share the same goal. Bring me the egg." And you all wake up. And it is morning.
Fully rested?
Fully rested. 8 hours of sleep. Dadrios, you feel better than you have in a while, actually. You feel kind of invigorated. In fact, all of you now have 5 temporary hit points.
Hey.
And the day is yours.
What time is it?
About 8 in the morning.
We're not leaving till 10, right?
I mean, that's what I said. I figure 10 should be plenty of time to get over to the...
I squeezed in a couple hours of reading.
Okay.
I'm down with that.
Yeah, you can squeeze in 2 more hours reading, I'll say.
I'll go ahead and read, too. And I'll read to Tickers and Smush.
Okay, now everyone keep track of your hours, and Ashling, keep track of Tickers and Smush, please.
Okay, how many total we needed? 10?
20 total.
20, okay.
And as y'all finish a book, you can kind of, shuffle them around. And, I haven't read that one yet. Oh, is that the one with the weird mating stuff? Yeah, give me that one. Yeah, you can spend a couple hours reading if you want. What are y'all doing after you read? Breakfast is a complimentary breakfast
right?
is brought to you in the morning.
I'm probably eating and reading at the same time.
That's fine. Get some bacon grease on the book.
Upsell value.
If y'all head to the blacksmith first thing, he's just kind of looks up from his work as soon as you come in and got your armor. He presents the armor, and it's the same style of armor, but now it seems to like actually have curves that match Ashling's figure, and seems to be more form-fitting with full protection, as opposed to more of a brick shape like it had before.
It's like the WoW armor for women now. It's from being a big old plate, it's a little skimpy
Yeah,
shit.
she's like, here you go, and he holds up this like little bitty bra. Now it's
The
girl
chainmail
armor.
thong.
Yeah,
Metal
Great.
brassiere.
as long as you shot in the
There you go.
boob, you'll be fine. No, it is fully covering. It just actually fits you better now. And that is a added armor +1, which
Okay.
if they don't, yeah, padded +1, you should be able to find.
Okay. Would it be a fire resistance?
No, you did not have that done. It
Oh, I
was,
That
thought
was
we
gonna
did.
take a week.
yeah, that is,
Oh, okay.
yeah. If you wanted to get it done, it would take a week.
Okay.
What else did you have done with them then? Because I remember the price went up to 3,000.
That
No,
was to
I'm
get
sorry,
it done today.
That was for the rush.
No, I'm sorry. We did do the fire resistance and
Yeah.
the rush. That's why it was so much. I'm sorry. Yes, that is
Yeah.
fire
Mm,
resistance.
yep.
So go ahead and add the padded +1 for now, and I
Mhm.
will make the. I'll add a, because I don't think there's actually an armor that does that. But you now have resistance to fire damage, which means you take half damage from any fire source.
Yay!
And I'll go ahead and adjust your. I'll adjust that for you after the game.
I'll ask if he wants to buy my old armor.
He'll give you 3 silver for it.
Alright, that's 3 silver I didn't have before.
Okay.
I kind of leave my leather armor there. I don't tell him. I just kind of slide it under something.
He'll just find it later. Okay.
Later.
Where the hell
It's gonna
is
be
that
worth
from?
something later.
Oh, it smells. What the hell?
I see Slorth doing that and pull out my old leather armor that I've had since the beginning of the game and lay it on top of his too.
Okay.
Donating armor.
He just, y'all leave, and he turns around, and there's just a pile of armor there. He's like, well, that's weird.
It's weird. That's how they do business in Waterdeep.
Yeah, weird water DPNs.
Wouldn't even try to sell mine. It'd be embarrassing.
It's a little funky.
Okay, so I think we tell him to drop us off near the north side of the bridge and
Okay,
kind of walk the last 5 minutes.
you can do that.
Don't
Let him know
know
he'll probably
exactly
never
where
see
we
us
are.
again. The birds upstairs, up top, doing anything different?
Same thing they were doing yesterday.
As we're headed to the bridge, I give everybody a rousing speech
Okay.
about how we don't know exactly what's going to happen, but we've got Frankie on our side now, and she was, great during that last fight we had where she was. We'll all be okay.
You all feel a little better.
Will those 12 stack with the 5 temp that we got this morning?
Actually, no. They do
So
not.
we're just gonna take the highest then?
So just to not screw y'all over, I'll let you take the 12. But for future reference, any temporary hit points you have, you gotta burn them before you get more.
Interesting. We could use a true sight dagger. Just go stab happy on each other.
One. So you all now have 12 temporary hit points allowed this time.
Once we get to the north side of the bridge, I'm gonna pop a raven up and have it go bird's eye view while we sit and wait.
So y'all, as you're approaching the bridge, it's probably 11:45ish right now. Excuse me. Are you all trying to survey the scene, or are you just walking up? What are you doing?
Who does she know best? I guess all of us, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying we're pretty much going over the river? on that bridge.
Well, no, she was gonna meet us at the north side of the bridge.
Yeah, you're staying on your side of the river.
Yeah.
It's up to you. You can just walk up, or you can
Yeah.
observe from afar.
I mean, is she already there?
It's. What are y'all doing?
We might as well just walk up.
Okay.
We don't want her to like not see us and disappear or something.
You walk up. You know you're a little early. You do see a familiar white cat sitting there.
He's white now?
She's been white.
Oh.
Just like when he was a duck.
And
Say hi, duck.
the cat kind of looks up and is like, right on time. And you see her like kind of look away, and her eyes flutter for a second, and you see Francine kind of walking over the crest of the bridge, and she walks down to you. It seemed like you got checked out before she showed up, but you know you didn't have anything weird with you, so. And now my dogs are barking at something. And boof boof boof.
Hi, Frankie. Long time no see.
She
What's
kinda
up,
grimaces.
girl?
He kind of gives you all a curt nod. Oh, it's been some time.
Frankie, I had a dream last night
Sloth?
that we were all...
Slag? Lick.
Yeah.
Yes, his name is Slick.
Slick.
That's what my friends call me. I had a dream last night where we were all visited by a giant burning eye.
Is this
Hmm.
good?
I think it's trying to get us to bring it
My dream was a little.
the eggs. And
Yo,
I don't know if we can use that information. Before it was visiting our dreams and kind of trying to scare us. But it seems, based on what Mr. Friendly told us at the
Sneers at that.
Assassinarium, he's trying to get us to do his bidding. And I kind of look at her, I'm like, and I kind of like mush my eyes up, and I'm like, you've noticed our friends up there, right?
She kind of lifts her eyes. She's like, oh, yes, I've noticed them.
Are they
I've been
his
keeping a watch
eyes?
for some time. They belong to Mr. Friendly, yes.
So, what's your beef with this guy?
He has become an increasing concern that I've been tracking for a while now. And every time I get close, he seems to elude me. You said...
So-
Tell
Go ahead.
I mean, so what's your plan? Are we investigating Felbar?
Well, personally, I plan on killing him. But, if
Oh,
you
I'm
had-
in. I'll help.
Yep.
Well, alright, that was easy.
I feel like I should mention that he was able to hijack a teleportation scroll that we were casting to get to Felbar and send us to the far realm. We mentioned that
Sent us to a plane of flesh, and it was traumatizing.
we mentioned that to Blackstaff, and he seemed almost afraid of the power this guy may possess, and I just felt like we should let you know that.
I don't think that Mr. Friendly possesses that kind of magic.
I didn't say it was Mr. Friendly.
It's who he's working for.
It's who he's working for.
That's the other concern I've been trying to work out. It
What are you doing?
seems that whole area is under some kind of protective spell for sure. Very powerful magic. I've not been able to peek inside. We lost someone. Who did we lose? Dadrios?
Dadrios.
There he is.
He's back. Yay!
It happened.
I want to.
Boy, that was really important what you said in the last 10 seconds.
And I will not
Shall
repeat
never
it
be said
ever.
again. I want to mold earth on the ground.
Mhm.
The eye that I saw, because that was the first time I've ever seen the eye, right?
Yes.
I want to, because it'll have colors if I use mold earth, not
Yeah.
just the earth shape. I want to make the shape and the color of the eye in the dream. It was like this,
Okay,
but a lot bigger.
You pretty much mold a blob of ravens. That's what it is, with a big eye in the center. And she kind of walks over and leans down and inspects it, and she's like, I have no idea what that is.
Cool. I'm just trying to give you any information that might be useful before we go in. That he's-
Also, Kelvin said hi, and he seems sad you haven't called.
Who?
Kelvin.
Kelvin's like, we never actually met.
What? Kelvin? Not. What?
I'm sorry,
Lord
Kelvin. I
Kelvin?
was thinking Cantros. Sorry.
Oh,
You have a real name problem in this game. They all
That's just
start
my
with the same
life,
letters.
man. Alright, from now on, next campaign, every character has a different letter of the alphabet. I'll still
just
play
give
that.
them numbers.
Yeah. B7.
FN 327.
She kind of chuckles at that, and she's like, "Oh, he has his own political little games to worry about. I don't need to concern myself with him."
She's so weird. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, let's rock and roll. How we going?
Well, that's a good question. As I assume, at least I very much hope you were the ones who peeked in on me in my lab. That was you, right?
Yes.
No.
You have a lab?
Crap, I'll be right back. I have been attempting to track this Mr. Friendly, and as far as I know, he's somewhere north of the city right now, maybe within 10 miles or so. He's very dodgy. Doesn't stay in one place too long, and he seems to rely on his friends to do most of his spying for him.
This guy sucks.
Indeed.
Can't even summon a chair.
I pull out one of the feathers and ask her if she could use this.
The Raven Feather kind of takes
Yeah,
it.
the
She's
undead
like,
raven feather.
I could definitely find this raven.
We know where that raven is. It's dead.
I just
Kinda-
didn't know because
kinda
it's
hand it
something
back
that he used if it'd be useful for tracking purposes.
Not so much. From what I can tell, these ravens are more mindless minions for him. Killing them or tracking them in any way doesn't seem to lead to anything fruitful, at least from my experience.
I put it back and don't act dejected at all.
So we're heading north.
If you wish to come, I certainly won't turn down the extra muscle. I went pretty
I'm
well
in.
against the big skeleton.
Let's go. What level is she? Well, higher or lower than me?
You've spent enough. Oh, she's definitely higher than you.
I forget. Can I tell? No, wait. I can tell.
Class levels?
Yes, I can tell
75.
class levels.
Let me...
Can I?
What is that? A trait? What is that?
Class feature.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah. No, it's just equal, superior, or yeah, equal, more or less than me on class levels.
Okay. She is stronger than you.
And I assume she's more intelligent than me.
Look at your bench press.
What's your intelligence? Oh yeah, she's
10. Not perfectly average.
she's smarter than all of y'all possibly combined,
Including Shmush?
including Smush.
Tickers is actually really smart. He
Yeah.
just sounds dumb and common.
Like, well, if,
So are we hoofing it or what are we doing?
well, I was going to. She kind of traces a little traces an arcane symbol in the air and takes out one of her tinctures and pops it, and this kind of green mist comes out and swells into the ground, and the ground kind of breaks a little bit, and this kind of greenish rail thin horse actually crawls up out of the ground. Like, I was going to take this.
Okay, let's find a stable real fast and buy some horses.
I guess it probably takes more than an hour to get there, huh? Yeah, I don't want to keep ghosting 3rd level spells.
Okay, let us find a stable real fast. We'll buy some horses. Where's the stable? Anyone know? Does she know? She's been in this town for a little bit.
I haven't really looked for stables. She kind of looks around until she sees a guard and just, like, waves at him, and the guard kind of looks at her weird. She's like, waves again, and the guard's like, me? She's like, yes, come here. Guard kind of walks over. Where is the stable? There's one kind of up the road and to the left there. Thank you, go away. The guard just kind of like, kind of walks off like, all right, lady, screw you too.
Okay.
But it seems that just on the other side of the bridge, to the left of the road, is a stable.
Okay, let's run over there. How much to buy some horses?
I always forget how much horses.
Can we get any flying ones?
I mean, depends on how much you want to spend. Normal riding
How much for flying
horses
carriage?
cost 75 gold each.
I don't need one.
I don't need one either.
So 150. No, do Smush and Tinkers.
Tickers can ride Sir Smush.
Okay.
Cantros could probably side pedal up with one of y'all.
Yeah,
I can ride
We can share a horse.
We should have separate horses just in case we need to run faster. We don't want to tire it out.
Well, I
So
mean,
3 horses.
spoiler alert, I'm going to turn into a giant eagle.
I'm just gonna summon Panda, so.
Okay.
We bought
Craziest
3
group.
horses.
So-
Like,
And
Two
no flying
horses?
carriages from them.
These are just riding horses. If you wanted to look for a flying carriage, you can try to find one of those.
Does this guy sell flying carriages?
can we carjack that
He
dude
does
from the
not.
hotel?
Do you want to ask him?
I mean, I could identify it and then I'd learn the magical commands to use it, so...
Let's not do that. Okay, we got horses. Hi, Frankie. We got horses. Let's go.
Frankie's just like, whatever. You know. So you all kind of mount up. Frankie kind of, y'all glance back. She's like, is there anything else you want to do in town before we go?
Oh, this is the classic video game. You're
Over the
not
GM.
coming back here for a while.
I love it when the GM asks that. Nothing else y'all want to do? Anything at all?
Quest abandoned, quest abandoned, quest abandoned.
Right.
Okay.
That's always the worst. when you
Quest
get a
failed, right?
Yeah.
All the way down. I didn't even know I was supposed to find that girl's dog.
Oh, there was a flower I missed. Damn it. Silvery Moon, 60% complete. Son of a bitch.
Let's go.
So you all head out. Let me actually bring my roll 20 back up.
Back up, Dave. It's fine.
You already on this is considered the south side of town, even though it's kind of but you make your way out through this street here and kind of proceed up the road. Let's send y'all back to warmth.
Theme starts playing.
That's blurry. There we go.
It's a big map.
So y'all are up there in Silvery Moon, with all the exploding dots.
And looking at the scale, 10 miles is about here.
Okay. Sorry, I have to I have to do both my recording map and my DM map, so it takes me an extra second. No! I have failed us all. Alright, there we go. Alright, screw it, I'll just draw on this one. Professional recorder. So.
Doing this for years.
The
Little dashes. Oh wait, I forgot something at the hotel. Oh wait, it's in my pocket.
Okay.
Do any of the birds follow us?
Make a perception check.
I have advantage being a giant bird of prey. 20.
Okay. So you kind of, as you all kind of take off on horseback with Slorth kind of eye in the sky above you, Slorth, you look back at the birds kind of lazily circling the town. As you watch, you notice a couple of their heads definitely turn your direction, but none of them seem to chase you.
I don't know if there's a way to flick someone off as an eagle.
You can get that middle talon kind of up there.
Yeah, I got my talons like behind me. It just kind of
like flat backwards for a second. Just yeah.
double talons.
You do notice, however, so y'all left at noon, a little after noon. You ride about an hour north, and as Francine kind of helps you track, and you notice every now and then she whips out a map with some of her own markings on it and kind of studies it and kind of looks at the plane, kind of like, okay, continue on that way. You track north for about, oh, now it's green, sure, why not? Almost 2 hours. And Slorth, in the air, you do notice kind of on your side, keeping track with you, a raven on your side.
Eat it.
And you kind of glance to the other side and you see another raven just kind of flying along.
Wait, did they just appear by me? Because, I mean, I've been paying attention to some shit.
They don't materialize. They kind of slowly fly in from somewhere. You're not sure exactly where. But just kind of like you might see a dot in the distance that kind of slowly grows bigger and then eventually is keeping tandem with you.
And then you eat it.
I want to, like, shred these guys. Did I see more coming, or is it just these two?
Well, right now it seems to be one on either side.
Do that cool Top Gun maneuver there, and I just, like, hit the afterburners and, like, and then get behind them and come in for an attack?
If you want. It's up to you.
Yeah, I mean, I get multi-attacks, so I can start beacon and taloning
Sure.
stuff, so...
So as you're going, you kind of boom, flare your wings, and you definitely see both their heads turn to you, and they immediately start kind of circling back, and you just swoop back in and go for both of them.
Yeah.
So make your attacks.
So... attack modifier 5. Damage... 1d6 plus 3.
Make attack rolls, too.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Sorry, it's my little macro. 23 to hit, 9 damage on the first attack.
Okay. Are you attacking the same raven twice? As they're circling back, you can kind of hit them both, so you could hit one and the other if you wanted.
Does this one look like he's still sentient with light, or still with energy, or does he go limp?
You come in and you talon around one of them and just crush it. It's down.
Alright, so I go for the second one.
Go for the other one.
Five. This one is 2d6 plus 3. He's in for some shit.
Slorth attacks. Yeah. No
Yeah,
pro-
11 damage on that one.
Yeah, you just crush them both. So now you're
Beak
flying
one, talent
with
other
two-
one.
Sure. So now you're flying with 2 dead ravens.
I look down to see if
deader,
anyone saw.
deader ravens.
Like, I'm looking down like, did anyone see?
No.
No?
No
I do a
perception
little-
checks.
I do a barrel roll.
Go.
anyways.
Anyone who's keeping an eye out, make a perception check. Anyone else?
I mean, I'm sure explosions of feathers happened when I started to bite them.
A dead raven lands real hard on the ground next to one of
Yep.
us.
Yeah.
So yeah, y'all glance up, and some of you see him kind of take it out, and if nothing else, you see him definitely holding these dead things.
I do a barrel roll and rip one apart, so it goes spinning in pieces as I barrel roll. And then I continue.
A few moments after this, you see 2 more black dots in the distance. Slowly kind of makes your way to, and 2 more ravens on either side of you.
I could do this all day.
As
Want me to-
you all continue on. So far the ravens seem to just be flying next to you. You kind of,
I mean, can I keep picking them off? Because I really don't want them to see where
Sure.
we're going.
if you want.
You want me to
I-
keep doing
I,
rolls? Or...
I won't make you roll. They have 1 HP, and see, they're not hard to kill.
Yeah.
But yeah, every time one of them gets close, you take them out. Maybe 30 seconds later, you see 2 more black dots coming your direction.
I'm leveling up over here, guys.
Yeah. 1 XP. 1 XP. 1 XP.
Yeah.
What's that? You continue down the path and y'all are just kind of like, it's almost like entertainment at this point, just watching Slorth just take out these ravens kind of one after another. And
I'm placing bets on how many he'll get.
so at this point in time, you killed about 6 groups, so about 12 ravens total.
I don't even think that last one was a bad guy. He was just a raven.
Some normal raven's like, oh, there's another raven. That means probably food
No.
over here.
He's like, don't do it.
Eventually, Francine pulls on the reins of her weird kind of almost greenish horse. And she's like, oh, hold up here. And she kind of checks something. She kind of squints, and you can see in the road ahead, the way the path is going, you're actually up against a kind of a cliffside on the north side here, and a bit of a drop off kind of to the south side.
Just shows us 2 quick green circles.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying, though.
She kind of halts and gestures a bend that's coming up on the road, and she's like, she kind of makes everyone stop. Like, hold on. You can see her kind of spread the map out kind of on the shoulder of the horse the best she can. And you see her take out a string with a crystal on it that you've seen before, Slorth. And she kind of holds it over the map. And she kind of holds it up ahead of her. And as all of you watch, this crystal like slowly leans forward towards the bend in the road up ahead. And Slorth, as you kind of look at the horizon, you now see several ravens. Like before, you were just kind of getting 2 at a time. You now see several kind of peppering that seem to be converging on this location.
Kind of like it did in the city.
Little, not quite that volume, but there does seem to be now an accumulation of them coming from afar to where you are at.
Is a group of ravens called a murder? Or is that just crows?
That's crows.
Crows, but I don't know.
Group of ravens.
Francine kind of glances
A
at you.
Congress.
It says unkindness or conspiracy, which is kind of funny.
Yeah. What I'm seeing says Congress or unkindness.
Well, there's an unkindness of ravens headed your way.
Or
Yeah, we'll fix it in post.
Francine kind of slowly, instead of the kind of, trotting jog to keep a fast pace you were working before, she slows her mount to kind of a walk and proceeds around this bend. And as you all kind of follow, standing in the middle of the road, perfectly calm, like he was waiting for you, you see Mr. Friendly. I'm glad you all could make it. And we'll end it there tonight.
Killed a bunch of your ravens.
He doesn't even notice.
Yeah.
Remember, he killed a ton of them last time we saw him.
Well, he killed them again. They're just rotten with dead ravens up here, isn't they?
Yep.
Did you ever run out and use squirrels? Because that's a baller move.
Ooh.
So, we will pick up no game next week.
Oh.
I got some stuff I gotta do.
It's fine.
You're not allowed to have a life.
I know,
Yeah.
sorry. But we will pick up with this conversation with the group Francine and Mr. Friendly on January 6th.
I'll be there with bells on.
All right. You all can think about...
Holidays, everyone. See y'all next year.
Yep,
Yeah,
yeah.
guys, have a
Merry
good one.
Christmas,
Merry Christmas.
Kwanzaa, Hanukkah.
Be safe,
New
be
Year.
smart, be merry, all that fun stuff.
Yep.
Blessed Yule, y'all.
Bye.
All right.
Whatever, good night.
Bye.